Electrocution.
Everyone, hey, we're back. Hi, guys. We're here. Oh, my God. It's like, so welcome back to Rise Against, our own OSR-style TTRPG, where we actually have no idea how the rules work because they don't fucking matter. So tonight we're always going to be improving on the Evandark system. It's just a working title, not the ultimate one. And why is everyone in an odd place? Did someone drop out again? Hold on, people dropped out, I think. Let's see. So we got Daisy. Other way. Yep. Nope. Almost. We have to swap these two. Okay. Cool. All right. There we go. Anyway, what was that? It's. I really can't hear you.
The voice mod's a little thick.
Okay, hold on.
Oh yeah. No, mix in some of that wet. That's gonna be. That's very thick. But anyway, hold on for a second. Joshua.
Go back to this one.
Okay, yeah, no, that totally works. All right, so we're still trying to figure out a couple things here. Just bear with us, everyone. We really appreciate it. But in the meantime, hello, and welcome back to Rise Against. Rise Against takes place in the 7th Age of Evandale. What exactly does that mean? It basically means a dystopian future where shit just went downhill. Our survivors over here had come from a location, a settlement area, that had been bombarded from orbit, and now they are out or about to head out into the middle of the wastelands, but still they're in the middle of the settlement area, and it's these four plus one individual whose name is Rodrigo that are still there, going to figure out exactly what it is that they're going to do, and that's where we are. How are you guys feeling? Any questions about stuff so far?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Well, certainly we will get there. I'll be adjusting each of your screens, so if you happen to come up on Twitch, they were adjusted on how I last saw you, and some of you now shifted positions. So don't worry about it. I will fix you. But in the meantime, it was a messenger from another settlement area that had come to you after the orbital bombardments down on both of your settlements. As far as you understand it, Blue Horizon had come and gone 17 years ago. That was the company utterly responsible for the terraforming of the planet, where you all were either sent to as a part of a penal colony in recent days, or had been here as a miner depleting this planet of resources. But once Blue Horizon was done, they got out and left you with a planet that is barren of food and water and everything else. Fortunately, the settlement areas tended to settle up next to whatever small oasis or whatever it is that they could find. Vapos, a machine that capable of extracting the humidity, what little there is, from the air and turning it into water, were some of the other things. Unfortunately, most of this had been utterly destroyed by those orbital bombardments. So now you find yourself without a settlement area. Donald, thank you so much for that. Donald, it's starting off what could be a hype train. Just a quick little news for you. If you guys decide to throw bits at the stream, it's actually going to help out the characters. Here's how the game is played. The characters start off with 7 skills. They can then add an infinite amount of skills to it beyond that. In those initial skills, they will apply 2 dots to 2 of them and 1 dot to 5 of them. As the characters go through the adventure, they simply write down a skill or something like that they think that they could use. As they use the skill, we get to find out whether or not they succeed by comparing how many dots that they have in it against whatever dots are needed to accomplish it. Some creature raises its arm with a talon claw and tries swinging down on them. They can come in immediately. This is not a turn-based game. This is an opportunity-based game. So they can say, yes, and I go and I stab it in the armpit. All right, cool. Well, what weapon are you using? I'm going to be using my pickaxe. All right, well, how many dots do you have in that? I have 2. Awesome. It only has a defense of 3, so you go swinging and you miss. But then the players have the opportunity to go, well, you know what? Let me use my ingenuity and see if I can figure out another way to get it done. I step up on a nearby rock and really get in there, and I go, yep, that's about good enough for 1 point. Other players then can toss in stuff and say, you know what, I'm going to help out with that. I'm going to push you towards the creature. A little bit on the dangerous side, but okay, we're going to allow that, and I'll get you yet another point. And so you can see how the points will work. Once you equal or go beyond the number of points required, you then succeed in the action. Every time you succeed or fail, the players are also going to put in a little tick mark under it. A tick mark for success and a tick mark for failure. If they get 10 successes, they get another dot in that skill. Every 20 failures, they also get a dot in the skill. So this is a fail-forward system. We already do have a hype train going, and according to Everdale rules, a level 1 means that each of you are now going to have the opportunity to apply 1 dot to 1 action. You guys have already played it once. You now know 1 dot is enough to kill you or to kill something. So you now know that that's going to be a thing. So congratulations on that. If they continue, we'll see what happens. Tonight, I'm also pleased to say that we finally got our VTT up, so we will be finally mapping stuff out if the players so choose. One last thing about Rise Against. This is OSR. I have no idea what's going to happen, and I don't plan. This is all going to be improv from here on out. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in character now.
I have no idea.
I'm so ready.
I'm done smiling. It was a good hype train.
Well, I know.
I'll never smile again.
Well,
That was wonderful.
now we get to find out whether or not that's going to hold true. So here we go. Dragon Soul 101. Yes. Hello. Alrighty. It wasn't too long ago you had a settlement to call home. This place, SA 539, settlement area 539, it was a little bit of a home for some of you for about a day or a single evening. And then the bombardments somewhere began to happen. They started coming closer and closer to you, and before long, it was already too late. Things had already started getting into, it when one of the bombardments hit very close to the settlement, and the ramshackle walls completely shook as debris just rained down on the settlement itself. However, it was one of those that completely took out the entire thing. In the distance, you can't see what it is that wrought that destruction, but all you know is that you 4 are the last survivors of SA 539. Between you and the nearest 2 settlements is a huge canyon system. And outside of whatever walls are still standing, and most of them are not, lie a wasteland of death. You have rabbits that are out there, twice the size of a human, ready to take you down, fast traveling, and they can burrow down and find liquid. They're good for that, but they also have meat on their bones, and you're going to need meat. You're going to need water. You're going to need your ingenuity. You're going to need your wits. Take it from here. This planet, I turn over to you.
Well, Carlin, where are we going?
South. Although, Steve, do we still smell oil and perhaps to the east? Is there still the smell of oil on the air?
There is, yeah. Whatever old shut-down refinery was there seems to, most of it is up in flames, unfortunately. So.
Then south it is. We hope to get there before blue skies. The best chance of survival
Blue Horizon.
lies with others.
Blue Horizon, by the way.
Blue Horizons, yes.
Blue Sky is like a Firefly thing. So.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it is. Oh, my goodness.
And I love Firefly, but we're not Firefly.
Oh. We do look a little Firefly, though. Okay. Our best bet is to the south.
Well, you know the way to go, so, and Rodrigo may know.
Rodrigo stands there, the messenger from Remembrance on down the way. With only 5 seconds left, the question is, can they hit a hype train? 2, 1... Oh, okay. You guys did get a level 1 going, and though the level 1 was not complete, each of the players do have 1 dot, so you are good with that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
In about an hour or so, another hype train, if you guys determine that you want to have one, you'll be able to kick one up. Alrighty. Rodrigo, the messenger from Remembrance, the other place, the first place that had been bombed out. Yeah, I came here to tell you about trade and so much more. But I have a feeling that we are pretty much on our own. For me, I'm going to go back and see if anybody's alive in Remembrance. I'm fine traveling by myself, and I recommend that you find shelter immediately.
Rodrigo, I wouldn't recommend going anywhere alone.
Well, I got here alone. This is actually my job. I'm fast on my feet, and even faster, leaping over rabbits.
It's not the travel that's a danger.
Oh.
It's getting there and finding nothing. No safe refuge.
Well, this is true. However, my family is there.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
I understand.
Well, if you find yourself minus a few, you can always come back and find us.
I appreciate that. Thank you, but where will you be? All your walls are down and the rabbits are lining up for new food, which looks very much like you.
Oh, apparently south, so I guess just mosey on down there.
We head to
56?
SA 56.
SA
If no one's there, we'll strike out to SA 540.
56. Oh, Paradise Valley, they call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there before.
Ah, yeah. It's
Funny name.
it is, considering as a blot on the wastelands themselves. But all right, I'm going to go back. There's a storm kicking up. I suggest you get moving, and best of luck to you. Do you have food? Do you know where to find food? Can you survive out here?
For a little, I've got a little, experience with eating some of the local flora and fauna.
All right. Well, look for the small cacti, the red-green ones, the small.
That makes really good hooch.
I have never tried this, but if you say so.
We won't be making it into hooch.
You'll forgive my antsiness?
Oh,
Daisy, you keep talking about this hooch. What is?
the toilet beverage that Daisy gave us.
It's just good for a quick little burst of energy, but
Nourishment?
yeah,
It's good
something
for
like that.
disinfectant.
That too.
It's also motivational.
I'm going to get going.
Yeah, of course.
Well, Rodrigo, don't let your steps sink in too much.
I'm usually fairly light on my feet, so thank you for the blessing. If you need something, you'll find me in Remembrance. I plan on trying to rebuild whatever I can. Come and find me if you are lost. Yeah? Good luck.
May dead gods smile on you.
Oh, don't let the Syndicate hear you say that. He turns and he leaves, looks back over, and goes out into the winds.
All right. So that way. Yes?
Does everyone have a full canteen?
Ish.
Yeah, it's full.
You can see a nearby Vapo is leaking water right into the dirt.
Oh, perfect.
put my vessel right up against that and just
And refill your canteen.
Wonderful.
The winds immediately begin picking up, and sand starts getting right into your eyes. There is a moment there that there's a shifting of light. You can see the rays of the sun trying to pierce it, but to no avail. It starts coming down on you until finally everything starts to go a deep reddish hue, like rusty brown. The sand begins to blot out whatever light is there, and you can feel it like razors against your skin. And being careful not to inhale, you begin pulling your cloths up. You guys have encountered this before. Begin pulling your cloth up in order to breathe easily, and then after a little bit of time, they begin to dissipate. Such is life here. This is what you're going to have to deal with.
Fun.
Being topside is much worse.
Yeah, it's not exfoliating the way you want it to be, you know what I mean?
It has its peculiarities.
I assume, is everybody made up of organic material? No one's got like anything caught in their machinery, right? I say this as I'm like clearing out my treads.
I should remain fully operational.
I do hear something though.
Up in the hills over where the agro farm used to be, most likely, you can hear something coming down into the valley below.
I suggest we begin to move. Where there's wreckage, there are salvagers.
Yeah.
And I don't think these ones will be human.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to take you about a quarter of a day in order to get into the canyon. If the canyon weren't there, you could probably make it down to the next settlement area in about a day's journey on foot. There are no vehicles, no horses, no mounts whatsoever. So you are very much on foot. Luckily, your settlement area was placed directly on the rim of the canyon. It's not going to take too long. So actually, I apologize, not a quarter of a day, about a quarter of a mile. So, yeah, you'll be able to get to it fairly easy. You know getting down into it is going to be really difficult. Keep your skills handy and keep your wits about you. You've got terror and death ahead of you. And I don't even mean from the creatures. I mean from the weather.
I'll lead Vander stand in front of Daisy. If she begins to lose, if she begins to slip, you'll be the best to stop her from falling. Aloxis, are you comfortable taking up the rear?
Yeah, I've been in better places, but I've been in worse.
Sounds like a solid plan.
It doesn't at all. Follow me.
Unless
And
anybody...
I begin to lead them towards, hopefully, what will not kill them.
Okay. You begin heading out in a southerly direction, hoping that you're going to be okay down there in the canyon. It's about an eighth of a mile or so later, all of your eyes scanning the horizon, what remnants of weaponry that you might still have on you, holding and every now and then gripping tight at the slightest sound of one of those rabid roars out in the distance. Unsure what really lies ahead, you can see a large depression in the ground. You're approaching it, and it just... The land just doesn't reflect the sunlight like it does everywhere else. All around you, a clean horizon of tan and brown. A slightly burnt orange sky directly above, and a sun that just seems a little bit too large for where you are. the heat beating down upon you, causing rivulets of sweat to drip down your face. Each of the steps in the sand reminding you of how far away you are getting from what used to be home. Nonetheless, as you walk, you know other things are walking as well. Out on the horizon, off there to the east, as you begin to head south, you can see a couple of black shapes just on the horizon itself. Which of you has binocs?
I believe
Me
I
and
was
Deer
still
has a
holding.
scope.
Okay, don't speak for the other characters. Vendir,
Sorry.
you have it?
Yeah, I have them.
Okay. I'm assuming that you're taking a look around?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to scan the horizon and their surrounding outcroppings.
Sure. So the first thing that you pick up on your sights is that which lies directly ahead, about another eighth of a mile ahead, and it is the canyon. And you start going around, you go over to the east, and you can see two rabbits foraging for something and digging from what you can pick up on. You zoom in. Your scope also reminds you in the upper right corner that you have no charges left in that rifle of yours. That in that last attack, you powered that thing up and completely depleted everything. The scope is going to continue to work for a small period of time. You might be lucky enough and find yourself a solar scope, if you can find one on the market, if there is even a market anymore. And taking a look around, you see a small dot on the horizon moving towards Remembrance, which is about a day's travel away. The top of it, about 3/4 of it, still visible just due to the curvature of this small planet. You can see it's Rodrigo, and he's moving at a good clip. A small little dust storm immediately behind him. Scanning back around, you quickly get a quick glance of where it is that you just came from, home, SA 539, and then back over to the west, doing a full circle. You can see the hills where the agro farms were, and a little bit of green atop. Looks like the orbital bombardments did not hit those. That's good. You'll be able to use that for food perhaps at a later time. But directly ahead of you again, it's the canyon. You guys are now closing in on it. Any preparations before you enter it?
How far? This was 1/4 of a mile from where I used to live, right? The last settlement.
Yeah.
Were there any travel, man-made paths that were carved out? Was there any need to go this way?
You can definitely tell that where you are has been well traveled. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Harlan has used this very same path in the past.
Ah, okay. Herlin, I didn't get out much. Is there? I could tell that there's foot traffic here, but the sand keeps covering it up. Do you know exactly where the safest place to enter, where it's not too it's not too up and down? You know what I mean? Just a nice gentle curve down into the canyon.
You remember that that's pretty much where you need to go, and that's exactly what it is. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the entry to the cavern, which is, while it is immense, and most of it is cliff faces, and obviously her wheelchair is not going to work for that. The path that you're taking does take advantage of a slow gradient going down. Her wheels will not, or her treads are not going to experience any problem.
Thanks, Eve. I was actually really worried about that.
No worries, man.
I
I
didn't
got
know if
you.
I was going to need to make a roll.
Nah, you got roll. We don't roll here. We have no dice.
Yeah. Okay.
Where we're going, we don't need dice.
Excellent. All right. Well, then I'm not really too worried about, crashing into one of these guys behind or in front of me.
So, Enchanted Dice in the chat would like to know, how does the reward stuff here work? Every level of the hype train is going to give the characters all of them a single dot that they can spend on a single endeavor or an action. In this particular game system, a single dot makes the difference between life and death. So it is huge. However, it's also expended rather rapidly, as we're about to find out. Harlan, what skills do you have that's going to enable you to find the best tracks for Daisy to find?
Pathfinding.
May I... how many dots do you have?
Unfortunately, I believe I only have 1 dot in pathfinding.
Right,
Yes.
so you haven't been doing it for too long, so you're at it. You're kind of fair at it. It's going to be interesting to see how that's going to work. You think you have a pretty good understanding of where it is that you need to go. Your pathfinding skills, sure enough, that sandstorm that just blew through and took like 20 minutes, a half an hour to get. It was a tiny one to go through so quickly. It did, in fact, to Daisy's earlier point, erase the tracks. You're taking a look around. You need at least 2 dots to find where you need to go. You're looking down a cavern in the distance, what is going to be cliff faces. Now, just as a quick reminder to the players, because Harlan only has 1 dot, and there's no such thing as rolling dice here, and the action requires 2 dots, Harlan first has the choice, before anybody interrupts with anything, has the opportunity, rather, to describe an action he can take using any of his other skills that might assist him, or some sort of improvised action that might otherwise alter that 1 into a temporary 2-dot scenario. Of course, he can also spend that additional dot courtesy of the chat. After Harlan says that's it, then you guys can say, you know what? I'm going to add on to what it is that you can do by doing X, Y, or Z.
So in that case, I look for a rock outcropping that I have passed before and carved a notch into every time I successfully made the journey from SA 35, SA 56 to SA 539.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up the map so other people see what the hell you're talking about. Okay, but go ahead.
I have carved a notch in here every time that I have survived this journey. Awesome. And I am looking to see if I can find it so I can carve another notch, because this is what I do when I enter the canyon for good luck.
Yeah.
I don't believe in luck, but I do believe in ritual. I do believe that if I put this notch here, that means I made it to the canyon successfully.
Okay.
And so I'm looking for this rock as if our lives depend on it.
Oh, dude, that is so hot. All right, cool. Yeah, let's see if you're going to find something. So first I'm going to pull up the map so everyone here can see it. 1 second. There we go. Okay, let's go to the map. So you are starting off in SA 539. Where the hell did the cavern go? So there's a canyon here to the southeast, and that is pretty much where you're going right now. Where the hell is the canyon? I know I made a map that has a damn canyon in it, and I don't know where it is, but either way. And you're heading down to SA 56. The canyon that you'd be coming down would be right next to the hills. So, having said that, you're looking for a rock that you've marked in the past.
Yes.
Do you have a perception or seek or any skill like that?
Unless survivalism or history would help me, I wouldn't say I do.
Okay. Describe what it is that you're trying. Yeah, but go ahead, act it out, and let's see what the other players do to assist.
I am scanning for this rock. I'm looking about.
What are you looking for?
It used to be here. It was a it's a rock. I know
that,
there are lots of
dagger?
rocks.
Was it that like tooth-shaped rock I saw when I was scouting? It was a sort of like 15 meters to our right.
Yes, the side that's sheltered from the wind. It should be on our right.
Dude, that was so awesome in the roleplay, Matt. Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna get you a. You're gonna get a plus. We're gonna give you a +1 on that. So there's your. Additional dot, courtesy of Bandir.
Dope.
So we find it. I find the wind sheltered side, and I carve a notch into it in a hurried manner, because I know that this time there might be horrors chasing us from the ruins behind.
So interestingly, you do find the marks that you left on there previously. The sandstorms that have been coming through here have been eroding it. So it's good that you're doubling up on this. And yeah, you understand from your marks that you've made where the path into the canyon is. You take a look, and it's a little bit difficult to see. You walk over to the edge, and there's a couple of pebbles that end up falling into the canyon. And then you look over to your left, and there it is, about 75 feet that way.
Okay. And I beckon that they follow, and I point, and because I don't want to make any unnecessary noise out here. This is where people die, is out here, and I beckon for them to follow. Come on.
All right.
It might just be superstition that's keeping me so quiet. I don't know.
It's all good. One thing that is being asked, because this is a brand new stream with a brand new game system, and we have an established way of doing things with regards to channel points, one of the things that's asking is how do time crystals, which work in Pathfinder 2e, work here, as well as Kathos coins. Time crystals are not going to work until they find a technology that is going to enable it, perhaps. Or actually, hold on, let me think about this. No, the game system allows the players to use some opportunities. So what we can do is, if you decide to cash in some channel points for a time crystal, what we can do is turn that into a temporary 2-point boost that is going to give everyone a very quick advantage on whatever scenario that they're currently working on. I would leave it in the chat's hands as to when that gets cashed in. So if they're in the middle of a fight and you want to give them a really quick boost, cash it in for a time crystal. But they would not be able to use any of those that have already been cashed in for the other games on this channel. As far as Hands of Kathos, because that's a die roll and a random modifier, it doesn't really apply here. But yeah, it doesn't really apply here. We'll have to come up with another use for that, but I don't want to stop the story for that.
Cool.
So I follow Harlan down because I'm in front of Daisy. So.
Yep, I'm following quietly. I trust Harlan.
Okay.
Dude, how loud is the wheelchair?
Oh,
It hasn't been oiled in a bit.
I'm the.
And what powers the wheelchair?
Why would you ask that? I don't know.
Grit and determination.
I think it's not an electric wheelchair. It is. I never skip arm day. Is where we're leaving it at. It's got treads. It goes over rocks pretty easily, but it's still very like rudimentary and basic, and it's not very oiled.
So is it a complex gear system? So you don't have to I'm sure you're jacked, but
Yeah, no, I think it's like one of those. Yeah, I think it's one of those. It like builds momentum, and it's that kind of thing. But I think that it's sandy. It's if I'm gonna put some oil in it, it's gonna be gritty as fuck. So I think I keep it as dry as possible.
So because this is a brand new game system, I'm going to toss something in there. You introduced something that is going to create conflict later on. I am a huge fan of play to fail and play to lift others, right? You just totally played to fail there. Because of that, I'm going to create a brand new game system called Flaw Points.
Love it.
Okay.
So you have one flaw point, and if you accumulate a couple of them, then you'll be able to cash them in for something in the future, such as equipment, supplies, or additional points for any endeavor that you're taking.
Hovercraft.
Okay. Okay, hold up.
Cool. Okay.
I don't care how strong your arms are. You're not flapping enough to
So no, it's a little squeaky.
Okay. I know there was mention of oil or petrol before, so I wasn't sure if it was like oil, like I wasn't sure if it was oil powered or something.
No, I honestly think that if I put any oil in it, the sand is just gonna get stuck forever. It's
Okay.
giving me military flashbacks.
So,
It's gonna become sludge.
so this thing is grinding gears as you traverse the terrain.
Oh, I don't think it's like that bad, but I think I'm very like
I do.
conservative about. You think it's that bad?
I mean, I'm gonna take
Squeaky.
advantage of it.
Daisy's a little bit like cavalier about it. I don't think that she really cared up until this point. So.
Okay, good to know because Aloxis was going to try to hitch a ride. So,
Dude.
but it's manual power, so apparently he will not.
No, usually I'd say like, yeah, it'd be fun to like take you for a spin, but I need the back blast area clear in case I need to launch a bazooka at a rapids. You understand,
Shit,
right?
That's awesome.
I do.
All right, cool. Maybe at the bottom. We'll see.
And
For the
Daisy,
record, I'm just
how is
waiting
your...
for it to break, and Vandir have to carry her everywhere, like a tiny Yoda,
You mean I'm gonna have a
a tiny
turret on my
Jack
back?
Yoda. Yeah, I mean, who else is going to?
That's gonna be awesome.
By the way, the chat has tossed out an idea, Donald in particular. He said a Handicathos, which I think all you guys are familiar with the Handicathos typically. Normally, that's a D6 roll -3, supplying a -2 to +3, right?
Sure.
In this case, they're saying it's a Handicathos idea. So if if anybody in the chat wants to spend channel points on the Handicathos, typically it works with dice. This time, it's going to work with a coin flip.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So if it, and the coin flip, oh man, I've got a good coin for this too. If it comes up heads, that's going to be 1 dot. If it comes up tails, it's going to be -1 dot.
Oh, that's so. So that could be so bad.
I hate it, but also I love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, it's a rad idea. I love it. Anyway, the canyon now is before you. As far as your eyes can comprehend, the edges of the canyon, far off in the distance, almost meet the horizon from your perspective. A small dot on the horizon, just on the other side of the canyon, just a little bit to the right of center, is the other settlement, the one that you're trying to get to. You know it's going to take you about a day or two inside of the canyon, and you also know that it is fraught with dangers. Harlan, you've been down here before. Rabbits and other creatures, giant scorpions and other things also exist down here. Weapons at the ready, tread under feet, or chair. You begin to descend.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the map.
Okay, I gotta move my guy.
The cavern opens up, following the path down now by about 10 or 15 minutes. You finally got down to what is it was a fairly smooth ride all this time. You get down to what is a giant expanse. You come into a very large area. The cavern opens up with choices everywhere. Off to the left, straight and to the left, and then off to the right.
and we're following a road under our feet.
Well, what you have here on the map is exactly what you have.
Clearing. Just enough clearing.
Okay.
I'm going to do this and stop right here
Okay.
and listen.
All right, I'm following.
Okay.
I'm going this way.
Okay.
I'm really glad you did.
Yeah.
You begin looking around.
Oh, I understand.
The wind is whistling through these caverns, and it is not comfortable at all. You can tell that there's some creatures have recently spent some time here. Harlan, about 15 feet ahead of you and a little bit off to the right. You can see some spore left by some creature which has already been dried up. But most things like that are consumed either by other creatures or the sun and turns it to dust in time. So something is down here.
Something hunts here. I look at the shadows that things are casting
Yeah.
to see where other creatures have walked.
Sure. Do you have any tracking or a perception-based
I have
skill?
2 points in survivalism.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Those 2 points are absolutely. You're taking a look down on the ground, and you can see small footsteps of recently passed creatures, tiny little ones, rodents or what have you, that have gone through this area. That is promising, because where they are, so is food. In fact, you count the recent passage of about 3 of them.
I follow the footsteps.
They seem to be going off to the right side.
Then that's what I do, and I avoid the shade.
Okay. You avoid the shade. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. You do.
All sense of safety and security is a trap in your games.
I followed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have a question
What's up?
for the judge.
What's up?
How advanced is my rifle? Like, say I came from fairly civilized area, would it have multiple functions beyond just being a rifle?
This is something that you would actually define, but I believe you defined it as a plasma rifle previously. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, using my artificer skill, knowing that my rifle has a secondary function to just convert into like a baton.
Oh, well, you can certainly. I mean, it's a hard, long object. I would say that. Yeah, that's fine. That's natural.
So like as I'm following Harlan, I flip up the butt of the stock to form a handle, and then the barrel comes off. I stow it in my backpack, and then it's just a bead stick essentially.
Dude,
So cool.
that is
Oh,
so
I love
cool. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, yeah, man, you're golden. You're good.
Oh, and I take the scope off and store that in case we need to use it.
Okay.
I think I'm going to follow your lead, and I'm going to shoulder, like, put the bazooka away in the bag in the back of my chair, and I'll take out my sledgehammer.
Ooh, sledgehammer.
Okay.
And I also have a knife at the ready, but it's not. Harlan knows, and I know that it will not save me from a rabid. It's purely for. It makes me feel better. Okay.
So I'm still following Harlan too, so I'm moving my icon around.
Oh, yeah.
Harlan, since you had taken actions to describe this, you're picking up on a couple of things. First off, there's a little bit more traffic in this area than normal. That indicates the presence of other things, and that means predator and prey. You're not noticing too much flora about. You've seen it here. Most of the things that you see before you are small, dried shrubs and other things that are really scrambling for life just as much as you are. They have incredibly shallow root systems, and they might not even be able to tap into too much water. You can tell that many of them are already turning brown. You see what appears to be something off on the left, if I have 2 dots in a perception-related skill from anyone.
Definitely got that.
Alexis, you have it?
Oh no, not 2 dots. Seeking.
That'll work.
Yeah. Okay.
You have 2 dots in seeking?
No, I have 1 dot in awareness.
Oh. Can you describe what you're going to, how you behave with that?
Alexis lets everybody walk down first, and then takes a knee and pulls out the pickaxe, and is just kind of closing his eyes, and then every once in a while, in between their steps, taps on the rock wall next to him and waits for some silence, and then taps again, and then taps again, and is listening really for the return of sound, and in particular, if there's any other sounds other than the wind, their movement, and anything else that has, made sound. Anything new.
Every time you do that, there's a reverberation throughout the cavern. Something you're not necessarily accustomed to down here. How many times have you been down here, if at all?
Oh no, this is my first time here, for sure.
Okay.
But rock is rock.
Rock is rock. Okay. Yeah. Sure. You go to tap. I don't know if I can do it, but let's see. Harlan, those sounds will bring predators into this area.
Yes, they will.
Number 1, Alexis, you're getting a very good understanding of the makeup of this area. Give yourself a success strike. You understand that most of this is sandstone. Fairly easy to dig into. You'll be able to create some tunnels down here if you need to. A pickaxe, a single pickaxe, it's going to take you a lot of time to do it, but you can do it. Furthermore, you can also create whetstones and other things with sandstone.
Oh yeah.
You do it again.
How much longer are you going to be tapping?
Please don't ever do that.
You hear something directly in front of you and off to your left.
I beckon everyone quickly move southeast. And I'm going to show you where I want us to be on the map, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go and do this right now before we get eaten alive.
You could draw it out too if you wanted to use the ruler just to show.
Yeah, no, I want us to be right here on this piece of high ground.
Boop, 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 boop. Okay.
Cool.
If something tries to come down, let me show you. Something tries to come down over here, like that, it'll be awkward for its footing. If it tries to come up at us from here.
Where's here? Be very distinct. You can draw. There is a pencil on the left-hand side of your screen. Feel free to use that to illustrate where on the map.
Okay, so if something tries to come towards us from this direction,
okay,
we'll have a high ground advantage and perhaps be able to drop a heavy piece of sandstone on its head to discourage it. And I don't know what's to the east of us, and I fear it even more than what's to the north. And I don't know why.
Well, you guys, here's the cool part about not having or now playing in a turn-based system. Just move, and when something happens, I'll let you know. You guys are literally in control of this story. I have no idea what the fuck is going to happen. I'm prepared for a lot, but I have no idea what's going to happen, and I love it.
Mm-hmm. So I walk around Harlan here and scout out around him to see what he meant about the footing. And I'm going to draw upon my tactics skill and ask him if there's a way for us to set up some sort of encampment, not encampment, barricade, so that we can see over, so that we can defend against anything coming up.
It may be a little bit premature for that, using your tactics skill, understanding that in the moment you don't yet understand the threat. In order for you to build some construction or a barricade of some kind, you would need to know from what direction it's going to go. The problem with this, that canyon echoes so many sounds, it's very difficult to tell where anything is.
Mm-hmm. So are we continuing along?
I want to whisper to Aloxis.
You're doing it to this ear because the other one's literally on the ground.
Is it really?
Yeah. Now he's literally listening to see, other than what he already understands, their sounds his party members are making, and in particular Daisy's wheels, treads.
Sure.
He's listening for other sounds.
Dude, that is rad. You have like a seeking skill of some kind?
I do.
Yeah, give yourself a success strike on that. Good job. You're listening.
I'm going to look out into the canyon again now that we've changed positions.
Okay.
Now that my scope's no longer attached to the rifle, it's now just sort of like a limited telescope. Like it can't see as far.
Yep. He's listening, and you can tell that he's listening. You begin and you raise it up. You begin looking through the scope.
Aloxis, what do you hear?
It's a little bit difficult to tell. Definitely, the treads from Daisy's wheelchair or battle chair are really making crunching sounds on the ground.
I'm not moving.
But then they stopped. There does seem to be a little bit of a thump, but you can't quite tell. How many dots do you have in a perception-based skill?
1.
Yeah, you can't tell where it is yet or where it's coming from, but you do know that something is out there.
It's big.
I'm still looking for movement through the scope.
I whisper to Daisy, who is now next to me. This is why I hate the new guys. This is why.
New guys have our eyes and ears right now.
Aloxis,
and I feel like it's getting closer.
Those two continue talking even though you told them to silence, and because of that, something is beginning to move up in the northern fashion. You can see something. It appears to be a rabbit moving along and digging at local plants, not yet calling out. You guys are very visible. If you don't do something in 10, 9,
I get as close to the ground as I can.
7,
Shadows.
Follow suit.
6, 5,
Hiding behind a rock.
4. Move your tokens. 3.
I did. I think it's
1. Any of you have stealth?
Yeah. Oh.
I only have strategy.
That's fine. Strategy will work in this case. Let's take a look here. Harlan, you are here.
Yes,
You
behind the rock.
Yep. You understand that whatever's going to come from that direction cannot see you. Coming from the northerly direction cannot see you. Hiding behind that, however, you also understand that when you look off to your right, it's a dead end. Except for some small cracks and what have you that exist in the shadows. That's probably where those small creatures go. Looking directly ahead, it looks like that's pretty much the only way to go out of here. Probably to one of those other passageways, such as up to the northeast. Meanwhile, Aloxis? Hiding in the shadow.
Hiding in the shadow.
Yeah, how many dots do you have in that?
None. For stealth, if it falls under awareness, that's my best. The 1 dot.
Then you know what? Hold on. Let me think about this for a second. Yes, as a matter of fact, there is something going on directly above you, on the shelf above you. Something is skittering along, and you can see it's coming down the face of the cliff. It's about half your size. It's some sort of a spider buggy thing. It's looking around, and this looks like perfect food for whatever might be out there. What do you do?
Slowly rotates the pickaxe to the pointy end. Chokes up a little bit because he wants it to be a really quick strike.
Yep.
And then pop.
Oh,
Right
and you strike it. It's going to need 2 in whatever weapon you have.
That's great because I have 2 in pickaxe combat.
Awesome. Yeah, you manage to nail that thing right in the thorax. You end up pinning it to the rock. There is an immediate cry of some kind, like a roar, not too far away. That reverberating sound that, as you struck that against the canyon wall, definitely attracted. You know what? Actually, this token is just a little bit too small.
I don't like when you say it like that.
Of the buggy?
That's
No,
better.
of the rabbit.
Right. And then coming down the way with a coming straight towards the sound, you can see that there is. All right, so here's how combat is going to work.
That's a perfect.
I'm going to describe every action. You have to be ingenious, you have to be witty, and you have to be fucking quick. You have to say something. If you say something other than or what have you, if you come out with a deliberate action, I will stop and listen to you so we can find out what it is that you're going to do. You only have maybe 5 seconds to describe what you're going to do, so be quick about it. Be very, very concise. Like, I throw a rock at it is just as good as I stab it. So that's what's going to happen. This thing now beginning to gallop towards you. What are you guys doing?
Can I use strategy to explain what I intend to do?
You can explain just using your voice.
Okay. As soon as it gets within about 3 feet of Daisy,
speed up the combat. Speed up the combat.
I'm going to run at top speed, leap, and try and stab it in the small of the back, just behind where I think its brain would be.
Okay, so
where I know its brain would be.
So, alrighty. So, since he's the first one that spoke, congratulations. Welcome to the initiative system, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to start moving.
Alexis takes that impaled buggy, pulls it off. He's holding it in his left hand, not his throwing hand, but he's still gonna chuck it where he heard the noise.
The spider bug?
Yeah, the spider bug. Yeah, the rock crawler, whatever it is. You know,
sure.
It's just like, but Not his throwing arm. So he's just gonna lob it in
10,
that direction.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right, that's cool. That's like 40 feet or so. That thing is going to land like over here. Okay.
Perfect.
You imagine chuck that thing over there. Let me see something here.
Oh.
Okay, it is charging. It stops, turns around, hears the sound from over there, and immediately hops on it and begins to gnaw away.
I'd like to take my bazooka that has been packed with more shrapnel from before at the thing, and I want to launch it at the loose sandstone above its head and try to collapse some of that rock onto its body.
Yes.
It took too long to describe. You only have 5 seconds to describe something. However, we are still learning.
Okay.
So, no problem. You can do it this time. But in the future, it's like, bazooka sandstone. We want the combat to be as chaotic and as fucked up as possible. So,
Okay.
All right, you launch the bazooka. Do you have any skills that are related to the bazooka?
Yeah, I've got 2 dots in rocket launchers and
Holy
rocket
shit.
and grenade launchers.
Holy shit!
You're demolitions. That makes sense.
I'm the demo gal, so.
Oh my god. Okay. Wow. All right.
And just for flavor, I've also got a dot in civil engineering. So as soon as I understand that this is sandstone, I know exactly how much I need to demolish it.
That is so impressive. All right, you go to launch that thing, and it's like the sandstone immediately starts pouring down on that. I can't even really draw it, but well, no, sure I can. No. This we're gonna say this whole area here just gets completely filled up with sandstone and collapses down on top of it.
Yes.
However, it's not going to be enough to kill it. It's sandstone, and most of it turns to sand. I mean, it's not quite, but it is a fairly lighter rock than, let's say, granite. You were going to do something, rock, Alexis?
Aloxus.
Yeah. Runs to this rock and uses strength to lob that on top of the creature.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You managed to pick that thing up, lob it down over on top of it. Probably lands like somewhere over here on top. However, there's already so much rock on top of it. All it does is simply add to the weight.
Good.
Great. We don't have a lot of time. Maybe we should run for
I know
it.
these things are diggers, and I know as soon as it's done eating, it will look for something else.
Done
to
eating.
kill.
It's underneath rubble right now. Right now, it's just trying to dig out.
Okay, yeah, I say book it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Bye.
running.
Yeah,
Go down the
we're
rocks.
headed east now.
Okay, so here's where we start entering into the real-time nature of this game system. Fucking move. Because you don't have much time. All this is real-time. This is not turn-based. You can't lollygag. So yeah, I'm watching
following
all of
him.
your
Oops,
characters
sorry.
move.
Following the tracker.
Oh,
Following the guide.
looks like, yeah, looks
Colin,
like
where do we go?
exactly.
Where
You
are we
came up
going?
on the dead end. This thing finally like,
Oh, this is the dead end?
yeah.
Oh,
Where's
I
it
didn't realize
going?
that was the dead end.
Where's it going?
We have an awesome
Okay.
guide, you guys.
This thing like bursts out of the rock in a.
Okay, bye. Okay.
Oh no.
And you start going up that way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's only one problem.
What?
There's only one major fucking problem. Just move. Well, no.
wheelchair access.
No, you guys have already. This is the advantage, okay? It actually, I'm no different. I also have to uphold to the opportunity rolls, okay? Directly above you, there was another one of those fucking things.
Oh God.
Ah, no.
However, you guys were in the middle of running, so go ahead and run.
I'm gonna give it the finger while I'm running away.
Yeah, I'm still moving.
We've run out of.
We ran out
That's
of
more
map.
reason to run.
Yeah, I know. I understand that you ran out of map. So the only way that you can possibly go is over there. This thing jumps across and rearranges itself and then tries to come down on top of you. So here's how a chase is going to work. I'm going to be making up rules very quickly. So just bear with me.
Okay.
Alrighty, here we go. So, moving off of the map really quick. This thing now scraping down into the dirt, trying to get to you. First, it leaps across the narrow passage that you guys had found yourself. You're now 20 feet away from it. It then hops down on another ledge, and then finally hops down onto the soil itself. Finally, regripping itself, it begins to charge out after you. You guys are probably about 40 feet ahead of it. However, do any of you have a lot of equipment, and that includes Daisy with the wheelchair? Daisy, describe your wheelchair's actions.
It's loud and creaky and might be a little bit of a pain in the ass.
But it is able to traverse the terrain because you had put treads on it instead of wheels.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good, awesome. So, yeah, it's loud and creaky, but it is still moving. How fast can you get it to go, and what is its power source?
So its power source is momentum based on manual force. So it's like the toy cars where you like go vroom vroom vroom, and it's like the buildup of whatever. So as long as I'm as long as I'm like putting a lot of force into it, it'll build up speed, and then it's just a matter of gauging when I need to brake.
Oh my God, that is dope as fuck. All right.
That's amazing. That's a flywheel.
It is a flywheel.
It's a flywheel momentum storage system.
Holy shit. Okay, that is so. All right.
Brilliant.
That is
Which,
rad.
by the way, fun fact right now.
We're in the combat. There is no fun fact.
Okay, all right. I'll tell you about what's going on in the world of flywheels and
Later. What the fuck?
Danger, please.
After party.
I will note that this has been my condition since birth, so I've had years to perfect it.
Yes, not a problem whatsoever.
Oh, I fucking love it.
That's really cool, Daisy, but we need to move.
As soon as you got down to the gravel, you started to go zoom, 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 and you made it right past everyone else. You had like more than enough time. We're gonna say you had like at least 50 feet or so of flat ground, with the exception of a couple of small plants here and there, which matter nothing to you. You managed to build up enough inertia to just bolt you straight up that hill and past it. So much so that the rabbit was concentrating on you, a glint of a small bit of shiny hope called maybe one little metal part on your wheelchair, managed to get it right in the eye, so it went and started coming directly after you. Everyone else, you all pretty much just scattered off of the path as this thing was just like. This mic is the worst goddamn one to do that with. But nonetheless, the rabbit started chasing Daisy. Daisy, it has 20 feet behind you. Everyone else, it is about 20 feet in front of you. What are you guys doing? All of you.
I'm at a dead sprint trying to catch up with it because I know if it reaches Daisy from behind, it's just gonna fucking snap her in two.
You got it.
Bag of shrapnel, nails, throw them behind me.
Okay. Oh, like caltrops?
Caltrops?
Right? That's awesome. Okay.
But it's got biometal claws. Never mind.
Shut up! Shut up!
Why?
You're not the fucking judge. Shut up! Why would you do that?
Now you're that kid on the playground. You're gonna come up with rules for our
right. I know.
No. Starting now. I don't do that.
Anyways, nails on the ground.
Okay.
We don't need a Herland's advocate here, so.
All right, go on.
Sorry, one more time. Where's the creature?
It's about 20 feet ahead of you.
We're sandwiching it.
Okay.
Yeah, a sandwich. Yeah.
So I'm gonna sprint and try to catch up to the creature and swing as hard as I can into one of its knees as I run by.
Okay, you can see you and Harlan are now going side by side. Aloxis?
Aloxis is gonna take a quick awareness check and just really look to see if there's any way to get in front of it by using some of the rock face or anything.
Cool.
If there is, he's going to use that and climbing skill to try to get. Here's the path. It's going that way. So if I climb, I'm going to get there first. I'm going to intercept. So
Okay, all right, yeah, you got it. Alexis, we're going to take care of you first, and then I'm going to come back around to everyone else. First off, the creature, or actually, Alexis, let me do you first, like I said I would. Alexis, the first thing that you're noticing is there are very scalable walls all throughout this. That is not going to be an issue whatsoever. Secondly, as you start coming into this path, and I will show you guys a path in a second, you can see that there is some kind of like a tree-like foliage hanging out from rock faces and it's just, those things are just scrambling to get the sun. Directly ahead of you, Daisy, there is going to be a little bit of an issue with the wheelchair getting through there, but you can. You guys start getting through there. New characters. Vendir?
Yeah.
Vendir. Yeah. You start running over there. Harlan, you're going to go first. Describe your action. You were running up to it. What are you doing?
I know they only see straight ahead, so if I'm close enough to take a running leap, I'm just aiming for that one spot between its spine and its head and its skull that I know there's a little crack in the chitin. I believe it's there.
Okay, you got it. And Vendir, you know, or you can see Herlin is about to do something. You can see like the leg muscles, though rapidly running. You can see that the back is already beginning to arch down, and with a tight grip on a weapon, he's about to do something. What are you doing?
I'm going to continue with my plan to go for one of its knees to try and at least slow it down. I'm not sure I don't know how strong its knees are, but I want to slow it down as best I can.
Oh, yeah, this thing is like racked with muscle. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely attempt to do that. That won't be a problem whatsoever. Do you keep in mind, guys, you can also assist each other if you can figure out a quick way to do that. Alexis, you're now climbing up. Of course, the action of moving vertically is going to take a little bit of time. I need you to have at least 2 dots in climbing to be able to keep up with everyone else.
No, I have 1, and it was more awareness to see if there was a definitive path that he could take, you know, to
head them off.
Yeah, to head them off. Yeah, just to intercept. Yeah. So
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it's awareness. So if he realizes that there isn't, but there might be a little parkouring, you know, involved,
Sure.
then he will do it. He'll use the pickaxe, get himself there, and try to get at least gain a little ground. He's got
You got it.
shorter
Okay.
legs.
Okay. Yeah. You are running right. You finally get up to the top. Everyone else is already like 20 feet ahead of you. That thing in between 30 and 40 feet ahead of you. You finally get up to the top. You quickly take a look, and you can see where the path is going to go. It looks like it's going to be doing a bend all the way around to the right and kind of doubling back down, but a little bit further to the east. So you can parkour across. Do you have anything like an athletics or anything like that kind of a skill?
Climbing would be...
Climbing. Okay, that's not a problem. And you have 1 dot in climbing?
Yeah.
Okay, you start running across a flat top like a plateau, such as in the canyon. You did manage to climb up, not a problem. Massive handholds everywhere. You finally get up there. You assess the situation. Do you have a strategy or anything?
Yeah, gain the high ground, hit it from above.
Fantastic. So here's what we're going to do. How many dots do you have in the strategy?
None.
Okay. Do you have anything in like tactics or strategy or tactics at all?
No, it was awareness. No.
Okay, not a problem. Not a problem. So yeah, you are now moving forward. You see that there's like about a 10-foot gap. You quickly adjust. You dig in your heels and you start fucking hauling for it. You start going, and as you go, you can feel your adrenaline just carry you over. Both of your feet start moving in midair just as you pass over. Whether or not you're going to make it, we don't know. Meanwhile, this thing is now starting to catch up to Daisy's wheelchair. There are nails and other things like that. It digs down into the earth. Each of you that are beginning to chase it, you can tell that Time is already beginning to slow down for you. Your nostrils are flaring, your eyes are wide, more oxygen, more light is coming in. You're starting to breathe very heavily through your nose as your legs are moving as quick as they possibly can under you. Well, so is it. Looking at Daisy as a massive piece of food, it digs its talons in deep into the ground, but its entire foot is not made of steel, Joshua. It does have little beans too, and Daisy's
beans.
and Daisy's shrapnel caltrops absolutely cause this thing to go. And it lifts up one of its paws, allowing Herlin, I'm going to consider that an aid action from Daisy towards Harlan
Christ.
and Varla and oh, for fuck's sake.
Van Deer.
And Van Deer.
Van Deer.
Yeah, so you guys now are going to receive an additional dot on something, on whatever your very next action is, providing it incorporates the beast. Go ahead, you two, go.
I am stabbing as hard as I can with my knife.
Yeah, so you land on
Mhm.
top of this fucker. All right. Well,
Hey,
so-
don't forget you have that extra dot.
And I am continuing to stab.
Yeah, totally cool, cool. Yeah, so you're running, so you finally leap on top of the rabbit.
Van Deer.
Van Deer, yeah, you catch up as well. You leap up into the air, or you try to slice at which it's like its rear legs.
Yeah, it's most of its weight is probably on its back left leg with that arm in the air, and I'm going right for that leg using tactics and going right into its
Oh,
name.
nice fucking call. Nice amount of detail on that. Yes, 100%. Your blade bites in deep, and there is a roar that comes from it. And you could see that there's a little bit of trickle. Well, that right there. There's a little bit of trickle of blood that comes out of it and is definitely wounding it. The entire body begins to turn around and slash. However, Harlan, you're now on top of it with the very first of its strikes. You are going to need, this thing is starting to thrash around, it is moving at high speed, and you want to get it in between two plates of chitin. I'm going to need you to make this is a 4-dot action. How many dots do you have in the weapon that you are using?
I have a single dot in strategy.
Okay.
I did not take any dots into use of this weapon.
Okay. Oh boy.
I would rather not get in these situations, folks.
But now's not the time for narration. Now's the time for description of your combat move. You finally, all right, so you meant to land on this thing. You almost skitter off because it was grinding. Pardon me, because it was grinding to a halt, and you leapt on top of it. You kind of almost skittered forward a little bit. You managed to stick your blade in it, or managed to gain ground somehow so that you don't completely slide off of it. But fortunately, Van Deer also managed to slice its back claws. It begins rolling around, and as it does, it turns its head and exposes that thing in the chitin, reducing it down to 3. We'll consider that an aid action as well. You have 1 dot in strategy. Do you have anything in those weapons?
No, I didn't. Nothing in weapons.
All right.
My entire plan just hinges on getting lucky.
Okay. Well, we don't have too much of a luck modifier here, so maybe we should incorporate something. That would be
I'll
pretty
take
cool.
1 point in failing luck.
Keep in mind the chat, because of the earlier hype train, did give you guys a dot.
I told you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the dot you meant.
Yeah, that could be the dot that saves our lives right here.
All right.
I take that dot and I put it into a brand new skill.
Okay.
Called stabbing things that I hate. I hate rabbits. I hate that you created them, Steve, and I want to stab them.
That's such a good skill, though.
That is fucking awesome. All right. Yeah. All right. So that's going to be 1 point in combination with your strategy. That's going to be a total of 2 points. Van Deer,
I want to point out it's like my baton that I'm hitting its knee with all my strength. It's not a blade.
Oh, it's not a blade. Oh, okay. So you're all right. So that's gonna be the equivalent, like giving it a Charlie horse and trying to trip it up. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, it is chitinous, and that means blunt attacks are not going to do too much damage. But you begin realizing that as you come in close, you really want to quickly switch up something. You only have 3 seconds to declare your action. 3, 2.
I'm going for, is it a double jointed leg? If it's a double jointed leg, I'm going right for the second knee.
Okay.
That would have most of its weight on it and trying to lock its knee.
You got it. Yeah. All right. So you start going for it. You manage to plant that. Let's see. You only have 1 dot in that weapon?
Yes.
Okay. So with that, you do miss the creature. It is simply thrashing around a little bit too much with that 1 dot that you have. But you do manage to stick that thing into the ground, and its foot, while thrashing around, manages to latch onto that, or rather catch onto that really quick, and it starts thrashing around, but it can't move anymore. Now we go back up to the rock up top. Aloxus, you are in midair. You have 1 dot and climb, right?
I do.
You may not make this 10-foot broad jump. You do have a dot courtesy of the chat. That will get you across.
Okay, I'm going to use that dot.
Yeah, you start, as you're going through, and you're like, yeah, motherfucker. You're just going through. Your feet are going. Your chest hits the opposite face. Your hands reach out really quick and grab onto some kind of a crack somewhere, and you manage to not fall down. Give yourself a climbing success. You're going to spend just a little bit of time just trying to climb out of that, but you believe you might still be able to make it over to the shortcut and head them off at the pass. Meanwhile, Daisy, what are you doing?
I'm moving until I don't need to move anymore.
Oh no, you're already like 20 feet ahead of this thing. You've now sped up quite a bit.
They slowed it down.
Yeah, they did. What do you want to do?
I will. You said earlier that it was gonna get tough. Can you describe what I'm seeing in front of me?
Yeah. So directly ahead of you now, you've already gotten over most of it. Thankfully, the momentum of your chair and everything that you just did prior and everything you just described managed to get you over some really large bumps. There were a couple of points there where you had to put the brakes on one side and just really slap the treads to really start moving off to the left, and then you start coming around a rock and you end up doing the same. You end up pulling back on a lever that locks those treads, and you start spinning around off to the right, and then you release just at the last second and the flywheel goes and kicks in again, and you lurch forward with a zoom. You are now about 20 feet ahead of this thing. You can see that the road, or the pathway ahead of you, or rather the cavern walls, will have you going off to the right to almost double back to where you were. Well, not to where you were, but in the same direction, but now further east. Which is where you want to go.
Yes. So if I'd like to position myself so that I am no longer moving within eyesight of them and stuffing my bazooka for another shot if I need it.
Oh,
use
awesome.
That opportunity.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, cool. That's not going to be a problem whatsoever. Harlan, as this thing is now flipping around, there is a little bit of a concern as to whether or not you are going to be able to stay on top of it, but you do manage to. Not a problem. You're holding onto a portion of the chitin. You have the opportunity to switch hands with the dagger if you want, and maybe, because you're holding on to the actual plate itself of its neck, you might be able to get in a jab. Do you want to try?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to dig in there.
All right.
I hate this.
This is where that second dot now is going to come in. You manage to, just by pure fucking luck and happenstance, you manage to jab that blade directly into that soft spot. Why am I having such a problem? Van Deer. Why? Hold on. Wait.
rename your Zoom name. Maybe that'll help.
I'm looking at the stream. I'm not, and I can't even read it because I'm not wearing my glasses. That's why. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Why do I have no ink here? Hold on.
Name tag.
Hello, my name is Van Deer.
Name tag.
Not in the cards.
Okay.
Hold on, let me
I got
put this
it
in
now.
all caps.
I got it now. No, I have it. It's on my head. It's on my head now. Okay. All right. So, Van Deer, you matched.
My God.
You matched this. Well, I remembered because now it's in my head. So, Van Deer, you managed to grab this thing. Fuck off, all of you, man. My memory methods work. You meant to take your baton, you dig it into the ground, its rear leg can't move anywhere, it starts flipping around. That's going to cause you to lose your grip on it, but it now begins to tumble into a wall. Meanwhile, Harlan, do you have any kind of like a dodge action?
Let me check. I'm pretty sure I don't.
Okay.
I mean, I have deception, but that's for people. No, I definitely don't.
You don't? Okay, not a problem. This thing it rolls around, and you can feel its massive weight roll directly over your body and then slam into a wall about 10 feet off on the right-hand side relative to the direction that y'all were heading. Hold on. See, now I'm going to take this thing, and I'm just going to put it right here in front of me. There you go. Okay, it's now, and you know what? It's on my my God, this glue stinks. Okay, there we are. Aloxis, you managed to run across a rocky plateau above, and you can see down below. You finally managed to get to a place where you think you can actually do something. We're now going to switch over to another map in just a second. Let me see what's going to be happening here. This is going to be here. This is going to be here. Let me just make sure that the map itself is legit. No problems. And yeah, let me describe the last bit of action. This thing hit the side wall. Harlan, you have 5 seconds and only no, not even 5 seconds. You have 3 seconds to take an action after I describe this. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm very ready.
This thing hit the wall with its back. You see its belly. 3, 2, 1.
Run it up.
Okay, you ran up. It flips over on its side.
No. Run the knife up. Run the knife up.
Oh, okay.
Up the belly. Up the belly.
Split it from tail to face.
Oh, you got it. Oh, run the knife up. Got it. Run it up.
Yeah.
I thought you were running over to it. Yeah, not a problem. You managed to grab this thing and managed to slit it all the way across. There is a sickening slurping sound as some of its intestines begin pouring out onto the ground. Van Deer, you can see that this has now taken place. These things are not going to go down so easy. You have something in your databanks regarding these things. They're not going to go down that easy. What are you doing? You only have 3 seconds. Go. 3.
I'm gonna reach in, grab its heart, and tear it out.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Bye.
Okay.
Assuming it only has one. Nope.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
It does.
Well,
You reach into it. Go ahead, Aloxis. What's up?
no, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the Herlin's advocate here. So I'm just gonna keep until it's my turn.
Expect that. Let me replug in my headphones.
Okay. Yeah,
That was very exciting for me.
Yeah, because I don't see where the creature is. So okay.
Okay. Van Deer reaches in, starts digging around. The creature starts thrashing around instinctively, not knowing what the hell is going on inside. Clawed talons come around. These things have a 3. Do you have any kind of a defense, Van Deer?
Just the armor I came with, which I assume would give me a 2, since it's military grade.
No one got that.
Okay.
Yeah, you have like you're pretty much wearing some cloth, but do you have any defense, like a tumble or anything?
I can do a tumble.
Yep, perfect.
I got the 2.
You have a 2 in that? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So it has a 1. As it's thrashing around, just as you grab it, its last very seconds of breath, or its last seconds of life, it thrashes around and manages to bunny kick you right in the chest with those steel claws.
Ugh.
You land down on the ground, but it is no more. Congratulations, guys. You managed to actually finally kill a fucking rabbit.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Good job. Holy
That's
crap.
so metal. He just tore its fucking heart out like a Guar concert.
With winds.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, it's
Guar?
awesome.
Guar?
But we'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
That was
maybe
awesome.
later.
Yeah, it's just like.
Yeah.
Guar and flywheels. We'll do it later.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right.
Oh
The
my
canyon walls surround you. You manage to come around a hairpin turn. Hearts are still beating. Your breath still going. Daisy, your arms are sore from keeping that chair going, but you got it going. The bazooka is now fully loaded and ready to go. Keep that in mind for next time. You're not going to have to spend any time doing that. All of you manage to catch up with each other if you so choose, but there is now meat against a cavern wall somewhere.
So I tossed the heart to Harlan and said, "Can we cook this?"
Yes. If we find fuel, yes.
We gotta cook it. We gotta cook
Before
it really
anyone
good.
else can say anything, I grab Alexis by the collar, and I very quietly...
Alexis is up on top.
Oh, I came down.
Oh, you came down. Oh, I apologize. Sorry.
I very quietly and very angrily whisper, "We're not underground. Do what I do. Don't tap rocks.
Then we're gonna die.
We're gonna die anyway, but I don't want to die like this."
Okay, everybody.
That's the worst mentoring that I've ever heard. And as he pushes past you to look at Van Deer's chest.
How's it looking, Van Deer? How you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
I start angrily butchering the corpse, trying to get as much usable meat out as possible, as quickly as possible, deliberately so that I don't yell at anyone and attract more of these things. So done.
Put butchery on as a skill on there.
Awesome. We'll do.
Perfect.
Don't mind Harlan, guys. He's just a little bit on edge. We're okay. We did the thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a thing, but I've got little legs. I go up faster than I go across.
You did great.
And as he's saying this, he's taking a look at Van Deer and says, "Yeah, we're gonna need to do something about that across your chest."
As the adrenaline goes down, I'm like, oh, I look down, I'm like, oh no.
And that's when it hits you. It is a grievous wound across your chest. It's going to require some treatment, and there's no stim shots available. The most that anyone has here is pressure. A couple of you are medics, which probably means that you know how to use a bandage, or at least how to get one.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it mentioned before that hooch is a good disinfectant? We can temporarily pour some of that cactus juice right on top.
Oof.
All right, as soon as possible, let's do it.
Great.
Before you do that, I make sure to put my hand over his mouth.
Wait, are you butchering?
For the scream.
Oh, so you're kind of...
You're-
Okay, all right.
In case he screams. I stop what I'm doing, and I do not want another of these things to attack us.
It's not like it's like, medical grade, but it'll at least maybe deter some, infection for a little bit until we get somewhere safe. You ready?
Ready.
All right, here we go. Pour the hooch right over the wound.
Okay.
I grimace, but like from hearing Harlan's warnings, I do my best not to make any noise. But there is a at least.
I get enough meat for a few meals, if we can find a way to cook it, and I stow it on my person in one of the folds of my robes. It's a little gross. I'm not gonna lie. It's very gross.
How much time did you spend butchering?
Okay, and
I think it's up to you to figure out how much time I spent.
It's a large creature, so I'd say that's probably taking you like about 20 minutes at least to get extremely rough cuts out of this.
Yeah, I'm not going for pretty steaks.
Okay. Got it.
Steve, I'm going. I'm literally tearing, because I think there's probably the most successful meat on the belly. I'm grabbing, the fatty piece of the belly and hoping that we can smoke it.
Yeah.
Get some usable fat and protein out of it.
Yeah, it's actually this creature is a sinewy muscle with not too much fat on it. What fat is there on its belly? That's usually where it's serving everything. You can see the blood on your hands and a little bit of lipids as well. Just out of curiosity, you taste, and yeah, it has a much richer flavor. The meat itself is extremely gamey and a little bit earthy to it.
I'm gonna walk up to the corpse of the creature and see if I can tear off some big pieces of chitin.
yeah, hell yeah, we're gonna use that as armor.
If we
Yeah,
can.
not a problem. Yeah, you guys managed to salvage this. However, we're now talking about, or you know what? At rest, about 45 minutes passes.
Okay.
With the chitin now being removed from it, Harlan, you could probably get a little bit more meat off of it while they work on the opposite. No?
Nope,
Okay.
don't want it. Want to keep moving.
They're going to take a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm encouraging them to be as expedient as possible.
You guys need to role play that out to resolve it. I'm stepping back.
Okay. The longer this thing is out here, the longer things will come to look for it to eat it. Did you see any corpses along the way?
No.
It's because they were devoured.
We left one
move.
behind right over there. If it was going to draw it, it would have drawn it by now.
So I'm only tearing off pieces that enough for myself, just because I know that'll be faster that way to know what will fit me, and then if the others want to do the same, that'll save time.
I'm taking talons for sure.
Oh, awesome.
You guys do what you need to do. Harlan, let's take a walk. Let's kind of scout the perimeter and get eyes on what's ahead. Tell me which way we're going.
First sensible idea I've heard all day.
In fact,
I want to go right to this edge, but not in the shadow.
Okay.
And then I go to this edge, and can I climb up this?
Yes, you can. Do you have climbing?
I do not have climbing. I have pathfinding.
So, it's going to take you a little bit of time. Unfortunately, you're going to fail on this, so give it a fail strike.
Fantastic. No, that's a really good thing.
It is, yeah, because 20 fails
good.
and you get a dot,
Yeah, I mean...
I have to remember to tell you guys to do that, or you can tell me that you're doing it.
That's like the first fail that I've had this adventure.
Yeah,
and it's actually a really good thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. Failing is good here.
Yeah.
So while you're failing,
I'm not sure Herlin's gonna survive.
That's kind of cool.
Well, you managed to
Both me, the player, and me, the character, are very nervous.
So you managed to dig your hands into the various crevices. However, the sandstone itself is not as well. It's kind of forgiving of your weight, it's not forgiving of your weight, and gives way. But you don't fall or anything like that. You just don't get a good grip. Very obviously, you're going to have to try some different tactics or gain some better understanding as to this material.
I walk around this way and start to head south.
Okay.
specifically to look for an easier way up here.
Aloxus chuckled at your failed attempt to climb.
I'm sure he did. I hate him.
I love this family. Daisy's just gonna. I'm scouting the perimeter. You guys are good.
Yeah.
Nothing's really happening over here.
After salvaging all of the iron talons from the creature, when Aloxus regroups with everybody, and especially Daisy, he says, "Pack these into that bazooka," and he gives her the talons.
Fuck yeah! All right.
Except for 2 of them.
No, thank you. That's pretty cool. Thanks.
Nice.
I'm gonna call over your shoulder. Vandir, can you rip up the nails that were stuck in its foot so I can have those back, please, while you're over there?
I sort of can't hear her very well over the wind, and I just end up bringing the entire paw over.
Thank you.
You wanted a hand? You wanted its hand, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine. I'm just gonna stuff that in the bag for now.
Okay,
just
good.
hang out right in there. It's a lucky rabbit foot.
Yeah. I am looking for a way up this so that I can get a vantage point towards the south and the east.
Yeah.
So you unfortunately still need climbing on it, but since you changed locations and you're trying again, give yourself another failure strike.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, well, I fall back down.
Yep.
Yay, I failed. That's cool. That's a cool system.
Okay.
Let's say, given that I don't want to take too much time, so I got a piece for my chest and I got a piece for my shoulders, and I'm like, that's good. And then I meet up with, that was before I lopped the paw off and went over to meet up with Daisy.
Yeah.
I'm moving my icon.
Each of those chitinous pieces are about the size of like half your, about the size of your full hand.
Okay, let's say 3 of them then, because I don't want to take too much time.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, Aloxus would have taken 2 for the shoulders, 2 for the knees.
Nice.
And that's about
Bro,
it.
play it out. Converse this guy. Yeah, this is. It is a very different system. We don't actually have to narrate what our character's doing. We can actually say, okay, I'm grabbing 2, I'm grabbing 3, and oh, by the way, yeah.
Okay.
I might grab another one for some of the other areas that are tender.
All right. Yes, bottom of your feet. We know.
Yeah. Let's go with that. Yeah.
So which way, Herlin, which way is towards the settlement that we need to get to?
You believe it's going to be to the east of this map.
Okay.
I go to Aloxus. I say, Aloxus, there's candy up there. If you climb it, there will be delicious candy. Please climb it and tell us if anything is trying to kill us, and there will be delicious candy up there.
And by candy, you mean...
A promise of camaraderie and communication from now on.
I turn to Daisy and I say, can you explain why he should scout from a high point?
Sure. So Herlin isn't a very good climber, and he notices that you're a very good climber, and he doesn't want to admit defeat.
Yeah. I am that, yeah.
So he's asking if you could pretty please go up to the top. I can't climb, certainly. I don't know about Vandir. And just, tell us what we've got going on.
Okay. Because, the promise of candy.
There's no candy. There's no candy. It's a feel-good system. We can
Candy is metaphorical.
We'll make candy. Candied cactus. That'd be fun.
I walk over to where Daisy is because I cannot stand to be near Aloxus right now.
Because Candy was the name of an exotic dancer.
Oh, she's not up there. She's not up there.
This would have been quite the treat.
Yeah,
but
small world, right? No, it's all right.
I'm
the whole time I'm like,
because I've resolved to die.
Gently patting Herlin on the back. Yeah, if you could
I'm
just
okay
run up
with
there
it now.
and
I'm
grab
okay.
and grab a pair of eyes.
So-
I'm not okay with it.
Promises.
This is a very embarrassing way
Guys,
to die.
we need to get moving as soon as possible.
We do.
So just let us know if there's anything.
I will do this thing.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm gonna come over here while that's happening.
I
I'm gonna
take this
follow.
opportunity to thank Van Deer. Thank you for not getting us killed.
You're welcome.
Give yourself a climbing success. Alexis.
Okay. Yep. Got it. I need that one. Yep.
Oh, he's climbing up the more difficult face, okay?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a dip.
Alexis,
Great for wheelchairs.
as you move around the cliff face, you're holding on. Your back is to the precipice. Feet on sandstone. There is a dislodging underneath your foot, right where you are, and that looks to be about a 20-foot drop. What are you going to do? 3, 2, 1. You fall down to the ground. There is a... Go ahead.
Well, the best thing about climbing is that you also learn how to fall. Tactically. So he sinks the pickaxe in and he just digs in just to slow that fall.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, it's unfortunately you didn't react quick enough for that. But you did manage to take your pickaxe out. In the future, falling is going to be your thing. So you can put down like controlled fall as a skill with a failure on it.
Okay.
Okay.
awesome.
So while it has no dots on it, if you fall enough and you don't die, you might learn how to fall correctly. So
Got it.
all right. So considering it's a failure, you are going to sustain some damage. Describe how you land.
Yeah, that wasn't graceful at all. He just kind of the legs went stiff when they should have gone soft. So he might be a little shorter now, just from landing straight, on those straight legs. And he's like, oh.
Okay.
He stayed on his feet, but yeah, you could tell like he's hurting. Like there's compression happening.
Your tib and your fib on both legs just dove right into that knee joint.
Oof.
Arguably the weakest joint on your body. You did not spring it out at all. Unfortunately, this is going to cause you some rather harsh pain. You can still move. It's going to be tough, but you can move. We're going to say that you're going to move at about half the rate. Now, just for a while, at least until that soreness goes away. P.S. I actually did that once as a kid, so yeah, only it wasn't a 25 foot drop, so it's going to be about probably a good night's sleep. You might be able to get away with it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But while you were up there, however, as you were falling, you did manage to catch a glimpse further down the canyon. Looks like it's going to be more of the same, and nightfall is going to be dropping on you in just several hours. But you did not see anything out there immediately that resembles danger.
I whisper to Harlan as I witness the sun going down. Why are we avoiding the shadows?
You saw that spider thing?
Yeah. I'm guessing there's
How many do you think there are in this canyon?
Definitely comprehend. Considering as much shadows as there are, they're probably
Then
a
you
lot.
understand why we avoid the shadows.
Thank you for the clarification.
Luckily, this slanty rock over here doesn't have any shadows, and I'm gonna wheel myself gently down the slanty rock.
Let me look at that really quick.
I'm zoomed in all the way.
Oh.
It's slanty to me.
Man, hold up. This is, oh man.
It looks rampy. It looks rampy to me.
I mean,
This isn't my first day.
so no, it is not your first day. Yeah.
He acts like it is, though.
Can I
and it's
use
killing
my
me.
can I use my civil engineering as a geotechnical specialty to
Geotechnical?
yeah, geotechnical engineering focuses on the earth used for a building project and the ground beneath the building project. My dad taught me that if there is an angle at certain degrees, then my wheelchair can get down just fine. This happens to be fine.
So, having taken that, how many dots do you have in that?
I have one.
Okay.
And as she's going down, Aloxis looks at that rock and sizes it up and goes, we need a little fulcrum there for it to do what she thinks it's gonna do. And he wedges his pickaxe right in the right spot just to like make sure that it tips in the right direction.
That's a successful aid. That's going to give you 2 dots, which are going to be necessary in combination with the engineering, where you already, as you said, you're not new to this. Your seat is built to maintain its level. The treads go detach from the seat from a rear hinge, start moving down, but then you start to shake off down to the right like you're just going to go ass over tea kettle. However, Aroxis comes in, leverages everything, manages to crank out the rock, break it up on the left side, or boost you up on the right. Either way, with that, you have your 2 dots and you're able to succeed.
Thanks, friend. Remember back there before this whole rabbit situation when I was like, when we make it to the bottom of the canyon, I'll give you a ride? You look like you could use a ride. Hop on, buddy.
What I would really like right now is a little bit of that toilet hooch.
I don't have any more. I poured it all over Van Deer. I can make some. It'll just take a couple days. Weeks. Really weeks, if you want like the good effect. Days if you're in a pinch.
A tear rolls down.
I could wring out my shirt if you want.
I look at Van Deer to see if he's actively bleeding.
Oh,
Is
it's
he
bleeding.
clotting?
It's bleeding.
Can I use my knife and tear some of my cloak toward the bottom to make a makeshift bandage?
Sure, you can. You have medic as a skill?
I do not.
So
I have medic. I'll assist him.
fantastic. That's awesome. So you're only going to get 1 dot from that. That's going to come from Van Deer. But write medic down on your sheet, okay, and mark it off as a success. So so 10 more of those, and that'll get you a dot. So this is how the system works. I kind of like how this is working so far.
So now I have a chest
me
wrap.
too.
Now, what do you have, Van Deer?
A chest wrap is what I taught him how to do.
Okay. By the way, your sound sounds like it's coming through a really tiny mic somewhere.
Is this better? It's
No.
closer to my mouth now.
Oh, is
No?
it's the boom?
Yeah, I just had it farther away because my cat was messing with
Oh,
stuff.
gotcha. Okay, all right. It's really tinny, but okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let's see.
I have the tinniness is on purpose. I have a voice changer. I can just shut it off for now. We'll figure it out later.
Oh, there
Is
you
that
go. Oh
better?
my God, that is so much better. That is so much better. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's totally cool.
Apologize. I can't hear it myself, so I'm not sure if it sounded bad or not. I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, it's all good. It was like.
Something like this.
Oh.
But anyhow, a little bit of time passes. Bandages are gathered. Wounds are, at least pressure is being applied. It's going to take you guys about 10 minutes of some downtime just to cool down from there. Allow yourselves to roleplay or talk this out, but give yourselves just a little bit of time to rest up.
Is this where we...
This is a horrible place to camp.
Yeah, we're
This is a-
surrounded by we're down here and everything else can just jump on us.
Yes.
I don't like this.
This is a great place to die and a terrible place to camp.
Herlin, how much further do we have?
About day and a half.
We really didn't want to be distracted and just keep a steady pace.
Yeah, but now we're all a little bit tougher for it, and we learned something. So let's keep going.
Yeah. Question, Steve. Do I know if there's anywhere good to camp on the way?
Yeah, there are a couple spots. There's a camp that's going to be at the end of this day, but you're not going to get there if Aloxis is moving slower due to his knees.
I'm gonna hitch
a ride.
I'm gonna hitch a ride. So
All right,
Okay.
then that's totally cool. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult because the chair's also not powered except by muscle.
oh, I've got that.
Okay,
can
awesome.
help.
As long as the two of you contribute to it, then you're all good.
My arms are good. My legs and hips, not so much.
Yeah, it's really your knees that took the brunt of that. Aloxis, while you were up there, you didn't see any dangers to where you were.
I tell everybody, I think we're clear for as far as I could have seen, which is just over there. And he points to like where the ravine would have like shifted and to obscure like the path.
Harlan, you're right. It is a dangerous place. Looking back to where you guys were as you take a moment here to collect yourselves and begin moving on, you can see that there was a spider bug that was, already where he was, where Aloxis was. And, it slowly moves up. Food sources are around. Deserts are not exactly devoid of life. It is possible. And speaking of food, it might be a good time to actually hunker down and grab a snack.
IRL or in game?
Game.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's
I've been
Game.
eating all night. I don't know about
yeah, I'm slowly making my way through a bag of pork rinds, which is the only thing keeping me from grinding my teeth into dust. It is very stressful.
One thing I will tell you is that while it's going to be about the end of the day, there is a place that you've never been to. It's been marked on a map, which unfortunately you lost back at the settlement. If you remember correctly, it's about a half a day's journey from here, and it was an outpost. It was a syndicate outpost.
Oh, that one.
Supposedly, there's no one there anymore. Of course, they all pulled out like 17 years ago, but simulants are known to be running around. So while the outpost, a half a day's journey away, will provide you with better protection against the things in the cavern, it might try to kill you itself. Simulants might be inside. Or you can try going towards that which you know, which is at the end of the day. You have wounded people with you. I'll leave it at that.
We're making straight for that camp. I mean, that's my call. If anyone objects, I don't really present to, if it's up to me whether I want to present them with options, I'm not presenting them with options. I'm saying just we're going to the camp.
The end of the day camp.
If other people
Well, don't narrate Joshua's thoughts. Hold up. Don't narrate Joshua's thoughts. Let's know what your character's gonna do.
Herlin is actively hiding the possibility of options.
How does Herlin say that?
Oh, good point.
Right.
That's
right.
Of course, right. We can make it to the camp. Aloxis, I would love to leave you to die, but I don't think it's necessary. Vandir, you're great. And Daisy, I don't know how we've survived this long, but
Your vote
one
of
of these
confidence
days
is
I'll understand,
inspiring.
hopefully.
Aloxis, since you also responded during the description, you do know where it is. That's the old syndicate camp, half a day's journey away. So you do have the option to reveal that.
I heard about that place. That's the place you want us to go to?
No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I want us to go to the campsite I've been to before.
There's another place, Aloxus?
There is safety and routine.
Yeah, the syndicate joint.
No, 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 no.
Oh, okay.
Syndicate bad.
No, I agree with you on that one.
I can't go within.
But it's empty.
I can't go within a mile of any syndicate base.
Abandoned. Overtaken and taken back by nature.
I with all due respect,
abandoned.
I am
Should
very
be-
aware of what the
that-
syndicate can do to us.
This should be okay if it's as long as you're sure it's abandoned.
I've had enough nature
It's
during this journey. Thank you.
It's just as abandoned as nature has abandoned this place, which is not at all.
Wait, so are you saying that if we go to this outpost that there could be syndicate and rabbits as opposed to just rabbits on the way to the end of the day camp that Herlin wants to take us to?
Shelter,
Right?
scavenging, fuel, probably enough food, but Herlin has procured something.
I do
Fuel.
like scavenging. I do like
Fuel.
fuel. All right.
Alexis?
My vote's with you.
You might
Hey!
be onto something there. It would be really, really good if we had a working plasma rifle.
Yeah, if they have any spare batteries in that
When
old
you said
base.
scavenge, I felt something. I felt happy.
There we go. Let's do it.
Alexis, you made me feel happy.
Harlan, are you capable of happiness?
No.
Vandir, someday I will answer your question.
And that day
Alexis,
is probably the day that I die in front of you.
I expected
But
that to be today, Alexis.
But Herlin, today is not that day.
Yes.
Tonight is not that day.
The day is also not over. Let's not
do
borrow
it.
trouble.
Let's go. Let's go.
All
I'm
right.
so on board with this.
Syndicate base, here we go. I'm very confident we'll survive. Let's do it, team.
I don't know what just happened, but that was awesome. Audience, someone in the chat. This is you guys are the only ones permitted to roll dice in this game. We don't roll dice in this game.
Damn it.
Someone in the chat. There you go. And it's
I see.
and it's a 60. Okay, it's a 60.
me.
We're gonna find out exactly what that 60 means after a 10-minute break. We'll be right
Go
back.
down for snacks.
I have too much adrenaline in my system. I need to.
guys, and we are back. How y'all doing?
Excellent.
So now that we've gotten through the first half of this, what are your thoughts so far?
I'm loving it.
I've been writing
There-
notes.
That moment with the heart is everything I've ever wanted in an RP or RPG.
Really? How so?
Because in Dungeons and Dragons, oh no, I rolled a 1. Oh, and now it's just sad. But if the judge thinks it's as cool as I think it is, then
Yeah, but the thing is that you have a skill.
oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that backs it up. That's the thing.
Exactly. Yeah,
You're building off of something that you already have, a skill or just a sentiment of something with the possibility of. You're not throwing a piece of plastic that is negating your intent.
Yes, that describes it really well. Thank you.
Yeah,
I am
good. Yeah.
about to go back into character, but before I do, I'm fucking loving this.
Really?
This is a lot of fun for me, and
Oh, good.
I am just so honored to be part of this really neat dynamic that's starting to form. And I just hope that everyone keeps up, keeps doing their characters so much justice, because God, it's shaping up to be like one hell of a ride. I have no idea where it's going.
It's a lot of fun. We can see the character dynamics already starting to develop, and that includes character hatred, which is a dynamic.
Yeah, that's one-sided. Because Lou loves Josh, and Alexis loves Harlan.
I know,
It's
and
not
that's
mutual.
what makes me hate him even more.
Interesting crisscross going on there.
Right? If there were anything that you wanted to implement for the second half of this rules-wise, or... Oh, thank you, Maya, for the biddies. Thank you so much for the 500 biddies.
Oh my God, Maya. Cool.
Aw.
Amazing. Thank you. Oh, Joshua? During game, Joshua, what do we not do, Joshua?
Standard chat.
That's right.
Interject.
No. No. Stay out of chat. Intermission before that.
Narrate.
Stay out of the Twitch chat is what they're saying.
Oh, stay out of the Twitch chat. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
let-
my goodness.
yeah,
Okay.
let them
Yes,
talk.
absolutely.
You looked so confused for a second there. I was like, are you Josh.exe? Stop
The
working.
problem is when someone opens and asks an open-ended question, I think of literally every possibility all at once.
100%, and we actually want
Yeah.
the chat to be involved in this story as well. And one of the ways that you can do that is if you spend some channel points to highlight your message, I will be able to see it. I'll then respond. Donald, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Really appreciate that. But seriously, guys, this all keeps the lights on. Like literally these days, the lights are being kept on by you. So thank you. You can also throw down below what's known as a hand of Kathos. That's going to leave shit up to fate. The description in that particular redemption is mainly for the Pathfinder game, which takes place on Wednesdays. But here, it'll leave it a 50-50 chance to really help or really hamper the party. And by you doing it, whoever it is that... Are you serious? We just got ourselves another...
Yeah. Awesome.
Malice tossed out 1,200 bits.
Holy shit.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa. All right. Well,
So I haven't even used my first one yet.
so
Oh,
guys,
good for you.
yeah, keep this in mind. You now all have a one other dot. If they hit a level 2 and they're like, I think it just got to 100%.
Yeah, Matthew.
Oh, yeah,
thank
definitely
you.
hit level 2.
Holy shit. All right. In which case, then, you guys now have, some of you have 2, some of you have now 3 dots under your belt.
Oh
For
my God,
every level that we
holy shit.
tap in. Yeah, seriously. Use this, guys. Use this to accomplish incredible things. This is why they're doing it. This is why it's here. All right. So keep track of your dots.
Thank you, guys.
All righty.
Thank you,
Seriously,
thank
keep
you.
track of your dots. If you use a Kathos coin, we'll give it a 50-50, -1 dot or +1 dot. If you use a time crystal, something special will happen to the advantage of the party. I'm going to leave it at that. And if anybody decides to cash in 100,000 or whatever it is for the evil god intervention, let's just say I have something planned.
Why would
Okay.
you do this?
Okay.
Why?
What?
Like, Jesus.
Because it's fucking Avondale, that's why.
And Twitch's
uh,
algorithm said that this was a good place for me to join.
All right.
Before we get back into character, can you guys hear when I move this around? I don't want to interrupt.
Not really.
Yeah, but it's
mean,
like something
it's
barely,
minimal.
but you're good.
Yeah, I'm constantly, I'm like all over the
Okay.
place. Don't worry about it.
You mean this? You mean the slithering snake that we just heard? I don't know.
Is it? Oh, that's a good way to describe that too.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what that was, but
Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
I
hear
was
anything.
more concerned with the epistemological implications of being able to know if you weren't hearing something.
All right,
That's-
guys.
Well, it's the same as thinking of nothing, Josh. It's simple. It's very easy.
I'm sure it is, but I just find it so confusing to contemplate.
I'm just gonna enjoy my chicken sog. So you all just keep talking. I'm gonna eat my.
Oh,
Alrighty.
nice, Sog.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love sog. I make it all the time. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we were talking. Okay.
Yeah, Indian cuisine and Cajun is my shit.
Yeah, I can't start thinking about Sog right now.
Okay. All right. Fair.
I'm going into character, guys. No
So
more Sog.
here we go. So we are going to go in character in 5. Imagine the canyon now surrounding you, the walls tall, blinding you from everything else that is around you. 4. The winds echoing and casting sounds here and there, causing illusions of an auditory nature around you. 3. Dust every now and then getting into your eyes and the smell of the rich minerals within. 2. An occasional roar of some distant creature hoping to find you before you find solace. 1. Your feet now soar from a day's journey so far, knowing that you still have a half a day ahead of you, is just beginning to feel a little bit better after a quick 10-minute rest where you managed to get some food and some drink in you. The heat has been wearing down on you, and sweat has been pouring from you. Do you have water and food? Describe how you're going to spend your 10 minutes, and then make it very clear when all of you start hitting the road again. Go.
I drink exactly a quarter's worth of the canteen. No more, no less.
Van Deer and Alexis, do you have water in your canteens?
yeah, I filled it up before we left.
Good.
Do.
We should be able to make it half a day's with what we have.
And you know those little rock spiders are full of fluid,
Okay.
and
I believe you.
he hands one off to you, one to Van Deer, and
It's kind of like,
and he looks off over there and he goes, oh, there's one for you as well, Herlin. It's
I bow my head. I'm so grateful. Let me.
they're really rather easy if you just let them climb on you and just grab them. They're easy to catch.
Cool. I did not know this.
oh my god.
I did not know this either. And for the first time, thank you. Alexis, thank you for not letting us die.
Wow.
Sometimes you just have to listen. Every creature makes some sort of noise.
The legs are super juicy, by the way. Be suck it all out.
Oh, God.
I'm just Vander's just holding it and staring at it.
It's,
You know, it would be really great, like a nice butter dip. Wouldn't that be so fucking good?
I'm looking at Van Deer now like, dude, come on.
you're not. You don't have to. You don't have to consume the leg or the body. You just have to squeeze out the juice and try to get as much in as you can. The tough, chewy bits, you don't have to consume those.
So I like
Spit 'em out.
slowly take off the legs, take off the body, and then the juicy part just like squeeze into my mouth and just like get it over with. Fast as
And
possible.
I'm nodding and going,
Slowly taking each leg from you that you're discarding and suck everything out of them. It's a nice like external exoskeleton, and then it's like a straw, you know, like little shot glasses.
yeah.
Can you use the legs as straws for the cacti?
No, they're not that strong. The cacti are a lot stronger. You can use the cacti though as straws if you want to hollow one out.
Oh.
And, when we leave here, just pile everything up in one spot. It'll attract something and maybe keep it from following us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, so that was nice. Thank you.
If I had any teardrops, I would be crying. Thank you, Aloxus.
I got you.
Aloxus,
I got you.
did you just have those?
No. If you sit long enough, they crawl on you, and you just grab them.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Especially in the shady spots.
Interesting.
He survived in caves.
This planet is full of surprises.
I'm a miner. It's all a cave.
Okay, well, as long as we are hydrated, then I could kind of scavenge on the way, pick up some plants, keep them in the bag in the back.
What do we have for plants around us?
Exactly what you see. There are small shrubs and what appear to be a flat leaf cacti of some kind. You see the spiny protrusions of some massive creature that died here a long time ago. Other than that, that's it.
So if you pull out some of those stemmy ones at the roots, you can soak the roots for a tea, or you can eat the stalks like celery.
So I'm going to use Artificer, and I'm gonna get some of the stronger blades of grass, and I'm gonna use one of the chitin pieces to turn my baton into an axe.
Again, not a lot of grass. You're talking about using that to like lash it to the head.
Yeah, like
Leaves.
a Stone Age axe, basically.
You probably okay. Yeah, you don't have all the materials necessary. Mark it down as a failure. You don't yet
Okay.
have it, but you have some ideas of things that you can do now. So now you're just looking for the proper things, and if you continue to look, you might actually find something.
I wave my hand to them and very quietly say, "This is not a shopping trip. We need to get there before nightfall."
But Harlan, we
is-
will miss the sale if we don't shop.
In spite of not having tear glands, a single tear comes out.
All right, that's funny.
It doesn't come from the eye. It's just a droplet of drool. Just
Oh my god.
Joking aside, he's got a good point. We should get moving.
Okay.
Okay. You start on the way, passing by that skeleton. You can begin moving whichever direction you'd like to go.
lead the way. Harlan.
God.
Okay. The wind's beginning to die down a little bit, as is typical, just before the late afternoon really hits. The sun beating down on you as soon as you come into this area, but fortunately, not too much is happening in terms of sand in your eyes. You see that the pathway is going to be a little bit on the odd side. It's going to be all uphill from here. The other side of that creature seems to be the best place. to go, and then continue to head in a southerly direction.
The other side.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We, sorry about that. Harlan
it's
meant to
okay,
be
we
going
can-
the way he should be going.
They've got a
But
big rib cage.
Yeah, this is the way we're going now.
So, continuing, you managed to go now a little bit of time, but I want to know how you plan on getting to your destination. What skills are you planning on using? What are you looking for? What signs are you looking for in the desert? Try to think outside the box and describe how your character views everything while also describing it in your character or as your character.
There are two ways that Harlan has traveled. By starlight, using the position of the stars to figure out a general heading, and by daylight, searching for landmarks, pieces of rock that pierce the horizon from several angles. And right now he's looking for a very specific rock, a rock that looks a little bit like a face screaming at the sky. And that's what it looks like to Harlan, at least.
Yeah, describe it as your character. Like, to the other characters as, like, keeping it in character.
Vandir, you see that rock there, screaming at the sky.
I see two butterflies fighting over a stick. Is that the rock you're talking about?
It's an interesting interpretation.
You'll have to explain what a butterfly is to me someday, but I see the stick. Just to the left of that. That should be where the syndicate base is, and that should be our best chance of finding you. A battery of some kind.
And looking along the horizon, Harlan, I see many other paths. Like, are there supplies on the way to any of these? Is there anything you know of towards the base that we should go by to gather anything, or?
We could get plenty more spider, but I imagine if we make 3 meals of it in a row, we'll begin to die from whatever toxins it accumulates.
It's
Just
only,
a guess.
It's only fluid. It's not really satisfying. It's just moisture.
Oh, I have some fats and proteins that I got from the... If we can make a base camp, then I can set up some of the drier proteins on a windward-facing rock, let them dry out. If it's somewhere safe from predators, we might even survive the night and have some meat.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is certain.
I thought the outpost was only a half a day away.
Yes,
is.
in this direction.
And
I gestured toward the left of the rock.
in half a day, the nighttime will have fallen. You guys have already journeyed about half a day outside of the encampment.
It is best to get there by nightfall if any of you hope to sleep.
Oh,
I'm
you're
used-
saying we won't get there until after nightfall. Okay.
I'm saying I'm used to traveling by night. It's a different kind of a... How do I explain this? You know how everything wants to kill you during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At night, everything also wants to kill you, but you can't see it.
Well,
That sounds worse.
I think everything in the light wants to kill you. Everything in the dark expects you to die. This is what we learned in the mines.
He's right, but also not quite. Above the ground, it's more... How do I say? You can trip and fall and twist your ankle and die from thirst at night. This is more common than a predator spotting you or hunting at night. Most of the things here take advantage of the... Well, they sleep just like us.
I'm assuming you guys are talking and walking at the same time.
Yes.
Oh, I am, absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm
Well, any outcropping might make a good shelter.
It's safer to sleep in the open. Those spiders, well, you don't want to be asleep when they start to crawl on you.
No, we're not all gonna sleep at the same time, right? Right? I didn't.
No.
I'm not sure who I would trust to watch over me.
What?
Okay.
I'm
In all
insulted.
fairness, I trust you to eat the spider.
There you go. So we're gonna set up camp on this side of the screaming mouth, or two butterflies flying over a stick, or are we gonna set up our camp on the other side of the screaming mouth, or in the screaming mouth?
I
To
say
the left.
Yeah.
Okay, to the left of the screaming mouth. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
And it shouldn't be much of a camp to have to set up. What we're looking for is say what you want about the Syndicate. They built things to last.
Yeah.
Strange when you consider their abandonment.
Yeah. Why did they leave?
They abandon things that they no longer find use for.
No. I find it stranger that they built things to last, not strange that they left. To me, they're leaving as natural as the wind or the rabbits.
So they built something to last, expecting them to stay.
Exactly. A rabbit doesn't build something to last. A human doesn't even build anything to last. We build our shelters knowing that they'll be torn down by the wind. Why would anyone do different? Boggles the mind. A waste of time.
Herlin, you haven't spent any time underground.
I'll admit you have me there.
We didn't build any of that under there. We just make use of it. We carve it out. It's already been built. It was nature that made it intentional to stay.
Do you think nature intends to survive?
Oh, nature always survives. Long after
Curious.
you and I are gone, this will always be here. That little spider. Well, not that one, but
The Syndicate build things to last because they want to always have a second option. They always plan far into the future.
Now this I can understand.
They always have something planned. They left for a reason. They left structures for a reason.
Which means Blue Horizons came back for a reason.
oh, they came back. They realized that there was something of worth that they left behind that they didn't know about.
Ooh, maybe we'll find it.
I'm not so sure, Loxus. I'm not so sure. Maybe they're just as desperate as we are.
Aloxis, what can you tell me about the Syndicate base that you remember? Like, we're talking like how long, what was there, what was its purpose? Do you know those?
Here? Huh. None of that. I can tell you that they always had a plan. They always assumed that they would learn everything. But when they realized that they didn't, they would leave, move on to some place else. And if they caught wind that something that they didn't know about existed, they come back. That's why they build things to last, because they assume that they have a place to come back to. They're apparently clearing out the settlements for some reason. Why they haven't gone back to where we're going to? I don't know.
Empty monuments to dead gods.
Gods. You keep saying those words.
Something those of us above ground talk about, but I don't know how Van Deer came to know of them.
Oh,
I just know the Syndicate and Blue Horizons think they are gods.
Why would they program a machine to know about a god? To me, it seems like either a very good joke or a very, very bad plan.
You think the Syndicate has a sense of humor?
No, I think you're not of the Syndicate. I just think you used to be. I think if you were of the Syndicate, we would be dead.
And you also wouldn't be this funny.
Oh.
That is also true.
I mean,
That
that's
was a long trip.
you're onto something with the coming back, or not sticking around but coming back, because that's kind of what the battle for the Oasis was all about, according to my pops, where they kind of like they knew about it, we used it, but then they decided that was their playground.
Ugh.
And we didn't want to give it up. I was only a kid though, so I don't really remember too much about it, and I wasn't even there. I wasn't really allowed to go up there.
I never believed what they said about it, Daisy. I never believed that they came back for the water. Come on. You know how much hydrogen there is escaping stars every moment? And up there, they must be swimming in it. The oxygen, scoop it from an atmosphere. No, they would never come back for the water. It makes no sense.
They never want for anything, let alone the basics.
When they returned, it was from spite. That's what I believed. But me and your pops used to fight about this enough. There's no point in digging up dead corpses just to parade them around.
Have we been walking that long?
You've now been walking about, I'd say, in between conversations. The conversation we just had didn't last too long, but let's just say that other conversations were taking place, more small talk and what have you. The sun has begun to dip slowly behind some of the peaks in the distance, and with that, the chill in the air begins to pick up. Finding the road to the syndicating outpost is proving a little bit difficult, but with some checks here and there and about an hour's worth of perhaps a little bit of lost time, you guys do manage to find a road, and you stumbled across it. It hasn't been crossed or traversed in quite some time, and rather it's flat, completely flat. It's just pavement, or excuse me, it's not pavement, it is packed down earth, but nonetheless. And with that, you find your roads.
Cool.
Marlon, how do these roads stay legible with all this wind?
And all this
Loxus
sand.
might know better.
Most of this,
I just travel them.
most of this is just dust and sand. You guys have traveled a little bit of ways out of the sand rock area. You've now come into areas that are more granite.
Oh, it's heavier rock. The wind won't blow that around. Using awareness. Are there collections of sand in pockets, dunes, or banks of sand?
There are, here and there.
It's heavy enough rock. Whether or not it's been used recently, I couldn't tell you. Not until we get closer.
Not too far in the distance, you can see what appears to be a heap of rust on a hill somewhere, not too far away from where you are.
Oh, friends. I'd like to make a pit stop.
I turn to Aloxis and Bandir and I say, a word of advice on the surface, yes. When the terrain changes, when you come across something new, get very quiet, think, then react. It's how I've survived this long.
Do you guys mind if I scout ahead?
By all means.
Just, you know, like you said, think. So I'd like to get somewhere high.
Before you walk off, Aloxis grabs you and says, so if you find something, how are you going to let us know?
I'll come back down. I'm not going to go far. I just want to use my scope.
No. You're not going to come back down. You have to communicate somehow. You might have a good vantage point. Why come back down?
Mm-hmm.
I am ignoring Tweedledee and Tweedledum discussing this. I have just begun to storm off very slowly, very quietly towards the possible danger.
Okay.
Is it danger though? It looks really fucking cool. There could be something I could use here. It's a pile of rust and machinery.
Daisy, it could be cool and dangerous.
It could be.
Now, Steve, would we know if this is in fact the base we're looking for?
This is most certainly not the base that you were looking for. The base that you were looking for is an established settlement area. This is a heap.
Are we seeing more light here on the map than is actual, or this is actual luminance?
I think by now it's more like this.
Okay.
Oh no! Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Steve, that's pretty fucking cool, man.
I was expecting it to be a little darker. Okay.
That is really cool. But I see that there's a fire.
Where's there a fire?
Way over to the east.
Yeah, there is.
Southeast.
You can't see it in character, so let's just keep it in character.
Okay.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I mean, can we smell smoke though?
So, Aloxis, you do have the better climbing.
I do.
What did you have in mind for signaling us?
Usually we used light.
Oh, how are your knees doing?
He's still moving slowly.
I'm walking as if I had like bow-legged.
In fact, it's actually causing you a fair amount of pain because you've only had a 10-minute rest and you guys have now been walking for several hours.
Yeah. I was going to hitch a ride, but, you know, at certain intervals I pop off. So, I would use light, but we're losing it. So,
that's true.
Do you have anything that can make some light?
Oh.
It's we're at like, it says 1%, but it's probably more like.
And then he just taps. He taps Daisy on the shoulder and says, "Do you have anything that can make some light?"
Yeah,
I absolutely do.
At this point, I turn back.
Okay.
And I say, how bright do you think that light would look to a nocturnal predator. And I keep walking away.
That's fair. That's fair.
Absolutely fair. But it only needs to be up for an instant. And I'm not the one holding the light.
Fair too. It's just a hobby of mine. And don't tell Harlan, but it can get loud too. But I do dabble in pyrotechnics. And I do happen to have one flare. I'm gonna hold it up for you.
Creatures are already a bit more active. And we don't want to. I wouldn't risk it.
Okay. A quick whisper in the wind would also probably be fine if we don't want to wake anybody up. If anybody knows any bird calls.
Looks at this scrap heap and try to see what he can see from the road.
I'm gonna try to catch up with Harlan.
It's
Good
definitely
luck.
a mishmash of pieces. You're looking at giant metal spools and gears and really weird things. It also looks like that this has been in operation recently. Judging by some parts that seem to be fairly shiny and others that do not. In other words, whatever's happened here hasn't exactly rusted everything yet.
I have a bad feeling about this, Van Deer.
Yeah, I'm just scanning the whole object, looking for movement, using what I know about viewfinding and line of sight. And
Daisy, what do you make of this? This is not natural. This is not. I have a bad feeling.
Okay. As
been
much
active
as I
recently.
want to agree that this doesn't seem great, it's probably the most useful thing I've ever seen. Ever. This is like a junker's dream.
I mean,
Unless we can camp here safely, we should move on. Mark it on a map.
anything
Return.
that is anything that isn't rusted, we might
Well-
be able to use.
If it's not, so my thing is, if it's not rusted, it might belong to somebody's, and there's like kind of like a code. So I don't really just want to take anybody's like personal junk stash. If
Daisy, there is no code. You made this up. There is no code.
okay, yes, you're not wrong, but it's ethical. And I think that if there are people like us out here, there could be, other cool junkrats like me who also want to do nothing but share codes. And I'd love to get my hands in this.
So there's a junkrat code.
Yes, there is now.
There,
A scavenger's
Alexis,
code.
There is not. No. She made this up. Jeez.
It's a tier system based on rust level. This guy knows what he's doing.
Okay, look, I'm just saying, a lot of what Daisy is sitting on is made of metal. And if there are parts of that pile that aren't rusting, we could probably use it to make her not so noisy.
And if there's people in here and they're not our friends, then what happens?
Who is?
That's
We're
a good point,
friends.
but
Yeah, we're friends. Rodrigo, maybe.
Maybe there's another friend here. Okay, listen.
We have mouths.
I
can
would
barter.
I would love to barter. It may not necessarily be a piece of shit who owns this pile of shit. I would love to see if I can negotiate, because I'd love some upgrades on my chair.
Shelter,
so
food, water.
Maybe they have all
Excuse me.
three.
Shelter, water, food in that order.
yeah. So
That's how people survive.
Shelter.
And junkyard codes.
Yes.
I'm gonna see if there's somebody that
No.
owns this junk pile.
I am walking with her, hoping I can prevent her from getting killed.
Aloxis, I think we should hang back
Ugh.
and follow
I'll see.
them.
I'm going with her. I'm with her.
Okay.
Like I'm just on a chair, so
Oh,
where
right.
she goes, I
Merlin
go.
is with her visibly, then I am sneaking so as not to be seen.
I'm doing the same thing with Harlan because I kind of want to watch over if there is a barter going on, I want to be backup if something goes wrong.
Yeah, I am in this ditch.
Okay. So the miner and the demo girl, let's do this.
Yeah, let
Holy
them draw
charisma.
the attention.
We'll be okay.
It'll be
yeah.
fine.
In
We
that
both
case,
have
I'm
goggles. It's
flanking.
fine. They probably have goggles. We can, talk about goggles. That's a good icebreaker.
Yeah. You're going over there, Harlan?
Yeah, I'm gonna flank.
All right.
Just in case.
I'm with you.
No. That's not the. How do you not understand what a flank is?
Too late.
We can't flank an enemy we don't even know is there.
How,
Somebody stays hidden. That's
The
how that
friendship,
happens.
the friendship flank.
I
Alexis,
die a
hop
little.
on.
Just a little.
Amazing. Well, taking a look
Okay.
at the junk pile, it obviously spans a little bit of time, a little bit of distance. There are some really good pieces in here. Most of it seems to be from a disassembled quarry digger. That's about it. But you might be able to find some pistons and within those whatever liquids come with that, and possibly some more.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Wait, what? Okay.
Stay here. Because
Why?
Alexis disembarks the chair and just starts looking for vessels that are like cylindrical in nature because he's expecting there to be fluid in there. He's expecting there to be, it's a tank. So he starts looking and seeing if there's anything that he can just grab on the peripheral of the pile.
Okay.
Walking
can't
from this
take-
hill.
You can't take anything until. That's not how bartering works. Ah, Jesus. All right. Do you want me to go? Fuck.
No. So what happened to the code?
There's a.
I'm muttering under my breath. You guys can't hear me right now.
Yeah, you're way over there.
I
I'm
just
I'm
looked, yeah.
watching, like, what is going on over there?
Get back on the chair. Get back on the chair.
Merlin has his head on a swivel, absolutely expecting at any moment for those two
Awareness,
either die or be killed.
Got it. Okay. Awareness.
stealth, awareness.
Yeah,
reaches,
so
looks
descri-
for a thing.
Describe how how you would react if awareness were to kick in.
Me?
No, Aloxis.
Okay.
Yeah, just on the. I think I see something. Looks around, sees that there's this. I don't know. This thing there, this mechanism that is hiding, obstructing him from anything else other than Daisy in the chair, and just looks and just slides a hand under something that's cylindrical and just slowly starts to pull it out. It's got some weight to it.
As soon as you do that, there's a something over in the pile. It's right in front of, nope, maybe it's in the middle. Nope, unsure exactly what it is. Something's there, and the hair on the back of your neck stands up. Your awareness kicks in.
Yeah. At that move, freeze, and just hunkers down. But legs are tightening up for a back pedal.
Okay. So far, so good.
Waiting.
Nothing is happening just yet.
Waiting.
Another 5 minutes passes of you just pausing. Muscles getting a little bit fatigued from holding the same still position all this time. Steady breathing might be the only thing that you can hear right now, aside from the wind. Looking everywhere. You know you're being watched, but you don't know from where.
Erlin continues circling to the southeast.
You just continue moving, man.
Yeah,
We got you.
I'm just looking for threats.
Vandir, there's a
Van-
pause back in the pile.
Mm-hmm.
You know something's up. You don't know what, but it's more because of Aroxis is moving around. Oh, or is behaving in a specific way.
Yeah, I've been watching him the whole time, just waiting if he needs help. But when they stopped, I stopped because I didn't want to.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You're waiting patiently. 2 more minutes passes by. Then 3. Then 4. And 5 more. Nothing yet.
What am I waiting for?
I get to here, and I say, "Oh, hey, look, these are some treads."
Oh my god.
Didn't you want treads?
No, this is so beyond the code. None of you respect the code right now. There's a fucking protocol, Herlin, and we've got Aloxis just standing there, and you standing on top of shit that's not yours. Can I go talk to this person? There is literally a house right there of some kind. The junk man lives there.
Daisy, there is no person and there is no code. This is... Oh, wait, is that a house behind me?
Oh my god.
For the first time, Harlan notices a house, perhaps? Oh, hey, there is a person.
Well,
I was
there's a
gonna stab
house
him.
and a lit fire. I would not say that there's a person there.
Yeah.
I was gonna stab them. Isn't that funny? Does that qualify as humor? I don't know.
Can I try to prove the code exists?
You know what, Daisy?
Otherwise, we're just standing here.
Yeah, I think we should do that. Hey, Aloxis, don't do anything dumb while we're gone, okay?
Never that.
Okay. Cool.
I come up to them and I'm like, wait, so what are we doing?
We're gonna talk to the junk man.
I was over behind that hill and nothing was happening, so
Nothing was happening anywhere.
okay.
Yeah.
See
We're
that
gonna
fire?
see if we can make something happen.
So
Oh,
is
I
this
can
about a
make
code?
something
Oh,
happen. What?
See that fire over there? That sign of life?
I'm
Alexis,
just walking up.
all the noise and the chatter. Aloxis is like, nothing's gonna happen, and he just stands up to his full short height and just walks away with whatever it was that he had grabbed.
I just thought that if I was gonna die, it would be in a cooler way than from the shadows in a junk pile.
Mr. Junkman. Sir,
With
ma'am. Mr.
You
Junkman.
You step up to this, what appears to be stretched skins of large animals, and a fire definitely going, but there is no one inside.
Well, I vote that we cook our meat here. At the very least, a free fire is a free fire.
Oh,
Are there remains inside? I'd
No.
like to take a peek.
No,
There's
there
nobody.
aren't. You can clearly
Nothing?
see in. There is the entire front of it is open. There is a bedroll there, but the bedroll itself is completely eaten up.
Oh, damn.
It looks like that's been disturbed. There are no remnants of food, but you can see that there are plates with claw marks on it. And inside of those claw marks, some rust. You can see metal plates, obviously. You can see that there were some implements there as well, some screws and whatnot, but everything is a dark rusted brown and completely pitted.
I'm going to inspect this machine-looking thing here.
Yeah, you take a look at it. It appears to be some kind of a system that was used to drag much larger pieces around. Judging by the chimney that is on its left side, map-wise, this is probably something that ran off of steam. Rust, in the meantime, has completely taken it over and made it useless.
Daisy feels a clunk on the back of her chair as Aloxis just drops the item that he grabbed from the pile. Hey, so looking at her treads, looking at the treads of that machine, sizing them up, they might work.
Can I remove this chain?
Sure, yeah, you managed to grab a good amount of it.
So, while they're messing with that, I'm gonna try to wrap the chain around my baton to enhance it with that instead of the chitin.
Yeah, that seems to work. Now you've got a nice heavy weight on the other end. You managed to fasten the chain on there. Give yourself a point of a little scritch of engineering there.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Steve, can I describe a smell and you tell me if I smell it?
Awareness?
Give me the description.
Okay. There's a certain smell that an athletic person has to their sweat. Or rather, in this case, I would say a well-fed person smells like. It doesn't smell like other people. And I'm going to turn to Daisy and I say, Daisy, do you smell cannibals?
No, you do not.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I do smell suspicion, though. This is a very nice junk pile. And
This is a very nice junk pile.
no one is
nice.
home, but the fire's on.
I'll be
Yes,
right back.
who would leave and I begin cooking my meat. Who would leave such a lovely fire for anyone?
I grab a nearby stick off the ground and jab the heart onto it, and I start cooking the heart over the fire.
Okay. Well,
I make sure that you keep it rotating so that it cooks evenly.
Thank you. I've never cooked before, so it's helpful.
Yes.
I still would really like to keep things ethical in case this guy's just out and he comes back. So I'm gonna drop the lucky rabbit foot at the door with some shrapnel in it, and I'll just say like, that should be fine. That's a good barter, right? That's a good trade.
But the
Take what-
shrapnel
Yeah.
I add to it
for your
the
bazooka, the shrapnel.
shoelaces. The shoelaces from the size 10 boot, or the size 12 boot rather, because they were really good shoelaces, and I don't believe in the code, but on the off chance that it exists, I want to be on the good side, so I add the size 12 shoelaces.
What was that?
Guys hear that?
Something moves in the pile behind you.
I take the heart off the stick and put it in my bag, even though it might not be cooked all the way.
Okay.
I grimace at you.
Maybe it's the junk man.
I gotta.
So
Daisy, stop.
Daisy, I hope
I'm
they're as nice as you
absolutely
think they're
by
gonna
the
be.
fire.
By the way, Skuns Volkov, as soon as you redeem that, I have a coin for this flip.
Oh,
Please continue.
Oh, great.
I pretend to be unaware of it, but I'm actually getting a dagger out. So, like, my back is to the pile, and I pretend like I'm completely unaware, but I'm getting a dagger out and ready.
Cool.
As I continue to cook the meat.
You have deception, don't you?
Yes, I have 2 points in deception.
Easy for you. No points gain, or no strikes gain. Strikes? Sure. Strikes. Gain,
Storks.
but you're pretty slick with it. Strux.
Stonks.
Yeah. Senator, I like the stonks.
Strunks. Strunks. Hashtag strunks.
Strux. World is yours, guys. You tell me what you're doing.
Oh. I'm laying
I'm having a
something.
barbecue.
I'm laying something familiar across my shoulder here, because I heard that too, and I'm closest to it.
I actually get my dagger in the throwing position in such a way that no one can see it because my back is turned, but I'm ready to throw that dagger if I need to.
Could be a junkyard dog, right?
While you don't see any, that possibility does ring true for anybody listening to Daisy. Meanwhile, the sun continues to set.
If it was a junkyard dog, it would smell the meat and come wagging its tail.
Keep cooking.
It could very well also be, it would see that we were on its property and attack us, and so far neither of those things have happened.
Might I also remind you that a junkyard dog is not usually capable of setting up a fire, especially one as lovely as this.
Okay, so I'm not quite sure about the validity of the code, so we can do what you guys wanted to do, and I'm sorry I even brought it up in the first place. I'm suddenly feeling very unsafe.
Are you sure there isn't a scrap lawyer we should consult?
You are definitely not syndicate if you are this funny.
How does he know about lawyers and gods? Why on earth would you program a machine to know about lawyers and gods?
You keep saying that word, machine.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a long trip here. Let's focus, though.
Okay.
Well,
what is
guards are usually, and the animal types are usually not stealthy. They're there for deterrent. If whatever is guarding this place was truly guarding it, it would just attack. That's what we did with the rock spiders.
Have I completed cooking the meat yet?
I would say that you've gotten into what you would consider safe.
Okay. I take the meat off the fire, and I begin to more closely examine this hut to see if there are signs of... I'll tell you what I want to know. I want to know how this person died right after making a fire.
Unfortunately, there do not seem to be any clues that would let you into that, or
But
give
that's
you
a
any
clue in
answers.
and of itself, and I turn to Daisy, who I consider to be the smart one in this group. God knows why. And I say, Daisy, don't you find it curious that there would be no bones, no claw marks, no blood? Where would this person go after setting a fire? Perhaps toward their food source, their source of livelihood, or their source of joy. Perhaps whatever is in that scrap took this person into it with them and is now devouring them. Perhaps we should stay away from that pile of scrap. And I offer everyone in the party some meat.
I take a piece, eyeing it.
Yeah.
Have some meat. Aloxis, I would stand a little further from that. My gut tells me our most gracious host is somewhere there in some form.
Aloxis backpedals away from the machinery, whatever it is, and says, "Well, you're right. Yeah, rust is blood-colored, for the most part. So, yeah, maybe the proprietor here was pulled in by something that he couldn't control. His own guard dog."
Perhaps we'll never know, but I do know that the sun is setting, we need a camp, and we happen to have found a perfectly serviceable camp.
Yeah.
We have food, we have warmth, we have shelter.
What was
disagreement.
that?
We just hear whispers.
The junk
heard
man
whispers.
is not dead?
And we don't smell cannibals.
Correct, you do not.
Oh my god, wait. Oh no. Do we smell Skrellers?
What does a Skreller smell like? And
I
what
have
is
no
a
idea.
Skreller?
You invented them.
Well,
They smell
all
like
right.
cannibals.
Well, define it. What is a Skreller?
Okay, for those of you who weren't here for episode 0, Skrellers were discovered by Douglas Skreller about 50 years ago. They live in caves, they're photophobic, they're roughly humanoid, they live in the chasm region, and perhaps were created as a casualty of terraforming. They live in darkness, they devour what lives in light. They may be intelligent in a sort of a terrifying way. And I am beginning to wonder if those whispers are a form of communication for something that would be smart enough to move the bones and to not draw blood.
Harlan,
So,
I
could have
impart
used-
this information to my compatriots and to tell them there's a possibility that this is not the campsite we thought it might be, and we should leave very quietly.
okay.
It has everything that we want.
No, we can find more junk, trust me.
Aloxis, you lived underground. Have you ever encountered Skrellers?
No, I've encountered a lot of other creatures that are deadly, vicious, barbaric. Some of them are sentient. These things are... You never know what you encounter. The deeper you go, the worse it gets.
I would tend to agree with you.
So can we like walk and talk about this as we leave the junk cave people?
Sure.
beginning
What's
to
this?
regret coming here.
Aloxis is totally eyeing up. I'm not sure what that little structure is, that fencing or what that is next to him.
It appears to be a barrier of some kind that had been constructed some time ago, as judging by the rot of the wood. It is held together by barbed wire, and that's pretty much it.
Barbed wire, eh?
Well, there's one way to tell if they're Skrellers. I pick up a rock and I throw it at something to make a noise.
Yeah, what do you pick up?
A rock and I throw it at a piece of metal I think will make a loud noise. If they're Skrellers, they'll come out, but they won't enter the circle of light, which we're all conveniently standing in.
Okay, so you like a fist-sized rock, or?
Oh yeah, fist-sized rock.
Okay, yeah, you pick it up. You throw it in what direction?
I throw it at the scrap pile.
Throw it at the scrap pile.
Yep.
Okay. All right. No one's
Great.
doing anything this time. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I've completely abandoned the code. No one respected it, so
Okay.
fuck the code, I guess.
All righty. Are you resolved in this? This is what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm tired of being the voice of reason.
Okay.
I want to see what's gonna kill me.
Yeah, but this pointy wire might be helpful as he's unwinding it somehow.
Okay, yeah, it's
with
good.
calloused fingers, he's just kind of starting to unwind it.
Yeah, man. It's going to take you a little bit of time because it is kind of tangled. It gets caught on itself and everything
I
like
hand
that.
my spare knife over to Alexis and offer him my spare knife.
Sure thing. And then something, just as you toss it in there into the pile, something begins to move itself. You see it rise up out of the seemingly rise up out of the pile, casting a massive like beam of light going around, and all you hear is as it begins to move down towards you, floating across the pile itself, comes into your general vicinity, like really closes in really quick, shining on you a massive a hugely bright piece of light. A bright beam of light. Let's see if this one or this one. Nope, that'll work. What do you do? 3, 2, 1.
Those goggles over
Lie down on the ground.
Goggles over eyes.
I dive behind cover.
I can't hear what that said.
Welcome, Syndicate Citizen. We are happy to provide you with personalized service. We have already identified who you are by facial recognition. Therefore, it is only appropriate that I shall address you by insert name here. How can I service you?
Oh,
Patrol area for threats.
Patrolling area for threats. Thank you for your direction, citizen.
This is the greatest camp ever, guys.
Harlan, I should have asked that thing for a spare battery.
wait, come back.
It's not a Skreller,
Come back.
but it's my new favorite thing.
It's not.
How far did it go?
It's worse. Maybe. I don't know what a Skreller is. I don't know what a Skreller is. But it said it identified us.
Which way did it go?
So?
If the
I'm a
syndicate are here,
nobody.
they now know who we are and where we are.
It didn't, because it said insert name here. It's like one of those broken down ones.
Oh, was it?
Or did it? Or are we just supposed to assume that it said our names?
What you
No,
heard
it
is
said-
exactly what
yeah,
you
it
heard.
said insert name here.
Okay.
That is not my name.
Oh,
Not my government name, at least.
I misunderstood.
You see it flying all over the place in the distance, highlighting every now and then something that is a huge light in the, like way down there, and then it turns off the light and then continues to return to its former location.
Daisy, didn't you always say you wanted a pet?
No, but now I would love a patrol pet. A patrol puppy. A junkyard dog. This is the junkyard dog. There is a code, guys. You all said that
Deer,
there wasn't.
you don't suppose it has a power source compatible with your rifle, do you?
I am happy to inform you that there is nothing currently in the area, with the exception of 15 simulants.
Oh,
Please,
You-
please point out the nearest simulant.
Nearest simulant is located approximately 50 meters away.
Looks at Vandir. Hey,
oh!
you're free and clear.
Yeah, I guess you're not a simulant after all, buddy.
I told you, they worked for me.
Do you to the junkyard puppy, do you have a name? Like a call sign or something?
I do.
What is it?
PA/21.
21.
I am personal assistant 21.
21. Do you have a spare battery that's compatible with Syndicate plasma rifles?
Syndicate plasma rifle, model number, please.
I read off 634829T-8.
634-829-T8 QZ47 is the only kind of battery that I currently have.
And you
Would
just
you
have
like
one?
me to retrieve it for you?
Not if it will power you down.
I am here, now looking for battery.
No, stay here.
Are you gonna get it from the syndicate? Are you gonna eliminate the? Can you eliminate the threats, the potential threats?
I am equipped with such capability should it be required. I am
Okay.
currently following Protocol 21.
PA-21, what is your weapon set?
Weapon set is 2 blaster rifles, as well as 1 plasma grenade.
Okay.
What is Directive 21?
Directive 21 is to eliminate any threat to the Syndicate.
Fantastic. That's our mission.
Yeah.
Then I am happy to meet you, personalized service assistant. Insert name here.
You said you're an assigned personal assistant. Are you assigned to anybody currently?
Of course I am. All personal assistants are assistants to a person.
Is this person happen to be named Daisy Nuke?
No, it is not.
Oh. Is this person
who is your-
alive?
Yes, I do believe so.
Is it someone we've met? Who are they? It would
Personal
help us
assistant
aid your
21
mission.
has been assigned to Van Deer.
Ah.
And we will see you guys next week.
Oh my fucking god, that was a good
so
ending.
cool. That was the coolest
He was
cliffhanger
just
ever.
sitting on that, waiting patiently. How could he wait so patiently?
All right, guys.
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
all right. So, in all seriousness, what did you think about tonight? Because this was like the first time that we had a real thorough game with like everything pretty much all working, with the exception of my camera, which like froze every now and then apparently.
So
Yeah.
fucking good. I wrote down notes about like from a playtester's point of view.
Really?
So-
Oh, good.
that's cool.
Like what Donald says, it was a lot of fun. I liked it.
Well, I didn't know if we were doing like the community stage afterwards, so I was gonna wait until that point.
Hell yeah, we're getting to the community stage. And what Aaron over there is talking about is the community stage up on our Evandale Discord server. We're going to open it up to everyone. You'll be able to come in. The players over here will be able to talk with you. And if you are not a Patreon patron, not a worry. While you won't be able to speak unless you happen to be like first time and then we call upon you for whatever reason, you can talk or rather you can chat. Type out your message within the Rise Against Spoilers chat, and then I'll read it out to everyone, and you'll be able to hear their response and everything like that. This way, everyone is in communication and everyone has a voice. Joshua, don't do that because I'm one of those.
I'm
See,
sorry.
now I have to yawn. Ah!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been up since 7 a.m.
No, so have I. It's okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah, you can come out and you can join us on the Discord server. But in the meantime, we are going to conduct a nice little raid. Let's see here. I think Felicia Day is playing Boyfriend Dungeon.
Oh,
Ooh. Those are two things that I like.
Fantastic. So come on out there. We're going to go raid Felicia Day. Go give Felicia a lot of Evandale love and what have you. But in the meantime, come and join us in the Discord server. We would absolutely love to hear your thoughts on tonight, about the rule system, about the setting here in the 7th Age, what things that you liked, what things that you didn't like. It is totally in alpha. This is not a firm system, so let us know. But in the meantime, that's about it. We'll see you guys over there. All right?
Alrighty.
Cool. All right.
Okey-doke.
Awesome.
Stand by, and we're going to roll the credits and go say hi to Felicia, and then we'll see you in the Discord server in just about 5 minutes' time.